and ease supply chain issues. And he's pushing for more domestic oil production to bring down gas prices. Because Mark knows that for a lot of people, every little bit counts right now. Senator Mark Kelly, looking out for Arizona, fighting for us.
I'm Mark Kelly, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Mark Kelly for Senate.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
NASCAR Championship weekend is back at Phoenix Raceway. Drivers will put it all on the line to claim NASCAR greatness. The Truck Series Championship kicked things off Friday night under the lights. We're going to tear it up tonight. Followed by an action-packed Saturday, where fans will witness an ARCA and Xfinity Series Championship doubleheader. Yes! Don't miss out on the action November 4th and 5th. Get your tickets now for NASCAR Championship weekend at PhoenixRaceway.com or call 866-408-RACE.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Progressive Snapshot can save you money based on how you drive and how much you drive. So the safer you drive, the more money you could save. Now, if you didn't hear that because you were looking at your phone while driving, let me say it again. Seriously, put down your phone. That is so unsafe. If you didn't do stuff like use your phone while driving, you could save money with Progressive Snapshot. But saving or not, just put it down. And if you did hear it the first time because you weren't looking at your phone, nice work. You'd love Snapshot from Progressive because it rewards safe drivers. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California and North Carolina or from all agents.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K256 Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
Quiet, people, settle down.
Because it's time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody. Friday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, not alongside Randy White. He's got a camera up his butt right now. But it's good for you. It's good. It's good to do, and it could save your life. So instead of Randy, we got Ralph from Harmon Solar hanging out with us today. Of course, Keon is in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale on National Guacamole Day. So I know it's Mexican Independence Day, but we aren't Mexico. We are America. And so, good for Mexico for, taking care of business against Spain and everything. But here we can at least observe National Guacamole Day. And let me just tell you something. There's a reason it costs extra at the Chipotle. Because, it's good. Don't you love the guacamole, Ralph?
I love guacamole. My wife makes it for me all the time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We make it here at the house every now and then, but no, it's that stuff has been around since the 1500s. The Aztecs made the first paste of the avocado, and from there they're like, we could probably do better, and then they made it into guacamole. And that's the rest of that. So I had some guacamole last night. Yes, we had Chipotle. Yes, I was in the bathroom quite a bit in the middle of the night. So not as much as Randy, who's having his colonoscopy today. We are going to need to take care of those speakers, Keon. Those speakers need to go down in the studio. 888-368-1580. So you're staring at me like you don't understand the English.
No, I thought I just switched it there. So
no, there's speakers in the studio where Ralph is, and he doesn't know where the knob is. So that has to get turned down, or else it's going to be an echo effect for the entire show.
Okay.
I'll wait.
Well, you don't have to. You can talk. I will do it as you do the show.
Oh, all right. Anyway, so there's another thing that happened yesterday. It was National Double Cheeseburger Day. And then I think it's too close to National Cheeseburger Day, which is on Sunday. And of course, the national chains did not observe National Double Cheeseburger Day. They're only observing National Cheeseburger Day. And I'm telling you this because there's an awful lot of deals you can get on National Cheeseburger Day. So Sunday, McDonald's, they've got a thing where, you can get one, for free on Sunday with any dollar purchase. So you go to McDonald's, you buy a drink, and then you get a cheeseburger. But you got to do that through their stupid app. Burger King, they got a similar deal. But for regular cheeseburgers, if you order through the app, you got to do that too. And actually, it runs tomorrow through Monday. So you can do this anytime you want this weekend. Wendy's will give you a free Dave single with cheese if you order something through their app. Hardee's and Carl's Jr., they got a deal for new rewards members through their app. You get a free Famous Star Western Bacon Cheeseburger. See, I think that right there is the deal. That right there is the deal. That's a bigger burger, right?
Yeah.
And let's see, existing members can get a $1 Famous Star if you buy one full price. Well, that kind of screws the existing members when the new people get a better burger. Jack in the Box has $2 Jumbo Jacks with any purchase through their app. Smash Burger's got a buy one, get one deal if you use their code BOGO22. By the way, do you guys have any fast food apps on your phones? I don't.
No, I don't. I don't eat fast food.
I have the Jersey Mike's.
You don't eat fast food. How do you have a body like that and you don't eat fast food?
This beautiful body? What are you talking about? I'm a sculpted man.
He's an Adonis.
I mean, if Adonis was older, absolutely.
And
no, I don't eat fast food.
Filled with Philly cheesesteaks.
I can't eat fast food. I haven't eaten fast food in probably 12 years.
So what does that to your body then?
My wife.
Swazman says, give me a double animal style. Well, they don't have any deals that I know of. If they've got one, let me know. Berg says, afternoon, guys. How about them Diamondbacks? Well, yep, we're going to talk a few happy things before we talk about the whole Sarver thing. But believe me, we are going to get around to it. But why not? Last night, Diamondbacks shut out the San Diego Padres. They had this new prospect come up, Dre Jameson. And he did a fairly good job pitching his major league debut right there. So the Diamondbacks get another meaningless win. Listen, a win's a win, Ralph. Which team are you following that's winning this week? I can't remember.
I'm a Dodger fan, and you know that.
That's why unless they're losing suddenly or some other kind of thing.
Not at all.
Mars Bar says, happy Faded Friday, fellas. I had the free Dave single for lunch today. I'll take an 805, please, and go Raiders. Swazman says, eat in the car, $5.38. Okay. well, I don't understand.
No.
I don't think they charge you more if you eat in your car or if you just take it home, do they? I mean, I don't think there's a difference in price.
I don't think so either. And why would there be?
I don't know. Swazman's a snowboarder, so he's stoned, I think, lots of the time. All right, but so let's get down to it, I guess. Let's talk about this. So as you know, Robert Sarver's a dirtbag, and he has been suspended from the Suns for a year as the owner, which is not really hurtful to the organization because he doesn't play. But he's had to let somebody else step up, and I don't know. I forget the guy's name. It's a forgettable name of a guy who's now the interim. They call it governor now. So okay, fine. And he's like, I don't want to own this thing. I don't want to own this thing. And so of course, we're now like, all right, well, what does this all mean? What's going to happen? We told you about the consequences for Sarver, where he can't go to the games, can't hang around, can't be on the property, can't go to any other NBA stuff, can't represent the team, can't do anything. He just has to sit home and think about what he's done and think about the $10 million he lost, which means probably nothing to him. But now things are starting to happen. Because it usually is like, here's the first thing that happens. Oh my God, he's been suspended and the NBA thinks he's a racist. Well, now PayPal says, we're not going to renew our contract. They're not canceling the contract this minute, but we're not going to renew if Robert Sarver comes back after the suspension. If you guys don't find a way to buy him out, get rid of him, PayPal is no longer going to be. They're the patch sponsor. That stupid patch that they wear, which I hate that they have like a little billboard on their chest.
I hate that too.
But PayPal is the patch sponsor, and I'm sure that's a little bit of money right there. I feel like that's a little bit of money right there.
That is a nice chunk of change. Yeah.
You think that would be worth more than naming the building, right? Because it's on them all the time and it's seen on TV.
Floor. Yeah.
Right. So I don't know how these things work. I don't own a team, but I do know that losing that sponsor is the first domino, and there's probably going to be more dominoes to fall. And at what point does the Phoenix Suns organization, do they have any power to oust Robert Sarver? Because I know they got some minority owners. In fact, one of them, John Najafi, he's come out very publicly in the past, and just recently he came out and says, we need him to resign. We need him out of here.
Oh.
Go ahead, Ralph.
Okay, wait. What did he do? I have not been following this. I just haven't, because I don't like the Suns, and I'm just not my thing. So what did he do to be everybody's all woke now? PayPal's woke, and they're going to do whatever they're going to do.
It's not about woke.
What
you stop throwing around a term.
Woke.
It's stupid of you to even say it.
Wow. Wow. That's very woke of you.
Yeah.
No. Well.
Yeah, Keon, you tell me. I want someone else to tell me.
Give him the brief summary of this.
Well,
so
basically,
you can feel bad.
Robert Sarver, according to the NBA, coming in and doing an investigation of the Suns organization, was behaving in an inappropriate way with women, telling them, something along the lines of, in one instance, he wanted to change in one of the rooms, and so he told one of his female employees, well, you better get out of here quicker before I whip this big thing out. That was one of them. He used the N-word on multiple occasions when he was telling a story about somebody else who used it, but you still can't say it.
Right.
I think that's pretty obvious. And also he was racially insensitive to his black employees and some jokes and things that he said. So just the NBA interviewed 320 people, went through about 80,000 texts and emails.
300.
And found that Robert Sarver was pretty much doing that constantly. And so he's suspended for a year, and they fined him $10 million. And now a lot of his sponsors and minority owners are looking at that and going, that's probably not enough for what he said and did, when you consider, for instance, that Donald Sterling had his team taken away from him for one instance of that. And we have recorded instances, multiple, with Robert Sarver. So that's where we're coming in on that.
So I do remember the Sterling thing. I remember that when that happened. So this guy's an old school douchebag. That's what I'm hearing.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
Well, you can't let these things happen.
That's being nice
you can't
about
let
it.
these things just be.
No, I agree.
And we've actually, I contend that what Sarver has done and did, for a lot of years is worse than what Donald Sterling did. And the NBA took away his team. Well, they forced the sale of, so he still walked away with billions. And it was a lot of confusion. Why didn't they do the same thing to Sarver when you've got 300 witnesses? You've got, all sorts of reasons. And it's not, you need to read up on this, because there's way more than Keon.
That was the Cliff Notes.
Well, even the Cliff Notes is pretty bad. I mean,
you seriously didn't hear any of this?
I've not been listening. I knew there was stuff going on, but I just don't care. I mean, I've got other things in life to worry about than what Sarver's doing or whatever he doesn't do. But now hearing it from Keon at the Cliff Notes, that's really bad. And the NBA should be able, just like if you were an employee of a corporation. Woke. I am woke. It's just like if you were an employee in a corporation. I mean, if this is founded to be true, they lose their jobs, right? So
that's exactly what John Najafi said. Similar conduct by any CEO, executive director, president, teacher, coach, or any other position of leadership would warrant immediate termination.
I agree.
The reason this didn't come out sooner is because he didn't act this way with the players. He didn't act this way around Larry Fitzgerald. He didn't act this way around other people. He only acted this way amongst the little people in his and managers and other people, but the people in the organization. So it was so diabolical of his personality. He knew when to turn it on and when to turn it off. Also indicating he knew he was doing wrong.
I mean, I think what they should do, the right thing to do, in my opinion, would be to remove him from his role completely have nothing to do with the organization. He can still own his share. It's his, that's
why.
his.
Why
not?
even let him have that? That's so much money that's going to come to him and a benefit to him.
I mean, the NBA can.
Donald Sterling didn't get that.
At a minimum, the NBA can say you have nothing to do with the operation and you can maintain some ownership. Or the NBA can say, if you maintain ownership, then we're going to kick your organization out of our league.
Why do you want him to still own this?
I don't want him to own it. I don't care.
Sale, so they should force a sale to Sarver as
well. They could do
mean,
that. I mean, I think
it
I'd be
doesn't
fine
seem
with that.
fair. I mean, if I'm Donald Sterling, isn't he dead?
I stopped paying attention to the moment he got out of the.
Yeah, he's very, very old. If he is alive, I doubt he is. But if he is, he's sitting there going, "Son of a bitch! What? Why did I lose my team?" Yeah, it's like, hey, now I know I could have started a club with Sarver. Maybe we could have got some sheets or something. But I just don't think it's fair.
I have no problem with them making him lose his team.
Like many, many bad people on this planet, Donald Sterling is still alive.
Wow. How does that happen? Anyway, so that's the story, Ralph. And of course, once the sponsors start to go, I don't know where the other pressure is going to come from. But if you are, the majority owner of the team and you start losing sponsors, are you going to say, "Ooh, I better cut bait now and sell this so that I don't lose value"? Or you fingers in the air to everybody saying, "Whatever, I own this."
So permission to change my opinion.
Permission granted.
Okay, thank you.
You kind of jumped in with your opinion before you had the
I was
facts,
just being a dick, but permission to change my opinion. Absolutely agree with you and everything you just said, and I think they should take it away from him, and he should go away, and he's going to go to hell. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, it's narcissistic on steroids, the way he has acted. If you go back and read a lot of the stuff that was said, but I think the big thing that's going to hurt him the most is the fact that the PayPal is no longer going to help pay for the WNBA stuff either. So that right there has got to be the soul crusher.
He owns that team too, right?
Yeah, he owns the WNBA. He owns Real Club Deportivo Mallorca or whatever that is. It's some Spanish soccer team.
Wow.
And of course, after this upcoming season, PayPal is gone. That's the end of that.
And that, along with the scathing words of Chris Paul, Chris Paul weighed in on the situation.
Can I just say something? Chris Paul had to go through the Donald Sterling thing. And now he's sitting there going, "What the hell?"
Maybe it's a Chris Paul issue. I don't know.
Or maybe it's a rich white guy issue. Who knows? You think, 20 years of Sarver being this way. That is Chris Paul's fault.
Yeah,
if it's anybody's. Donnie says, "What's up, boys? Finally get to use my Kasai gift card tonight. What should I order?" Oh, dude, you should just do the Teppan thing. And the steak is good. The shrimp is good. Anything is good there, man. But you want to get the show and the food. I would definitely say do the Teppan experience thing. Mars Bars 805 says Suns in 4. Go Lakers.
What the?
Wait, are you really gonna?
Even Ralph is confused by this.
Yeah, I mean, that's just...
Ralph, noted Lakers fan, is actually confused that you texted in with that. I don't.
La Furia Rojas says, "Hey fellas, happy Friday. Just drying myself from jumping in the pool following the Dodgers clinching the West. Give me a double cheeseburger guacamole. You get nothing, sir. You get nothing.
Yeah, you get everything.
Yeah, awesome. You didn't jump in no damn pool." Last Optimist says, "If PayPal stops sponsoring the Suns, will they lower their painfully high transaction fees? Ooh, this could be a win-win." No.
Something tells me they're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Jagdog says, "Solar Boy doesn't care about racial injustice, huh?"
Oh my gosh. I changed my opinion.
I knew the moment
Dodger,
you said that.
Peacock, Rams, and Tom Brady fan in there.
Sarver's my dad, okay? I know what you wanted to say.
The moment you said that, I was like, "Oh, here they come."
I didn't even know what was going on. But I have one more question.
I see the resemblance now.
Yeah, I look a little like him. I have one more question. Who decides whether or not he gets to keep his team?
That way, the NBA owners. And here's what happened: the first time around with the Clippers, there was tape, and they were playing the audio over and over again. The NBA's like, "Owners, get together, we got to do something." They all said, "Yeah, let's get the force the sale. Get this horrible PR as far away from us as possible." Bam, done. Now this thing has been drug out because they had to do investigations, and there were rumors, and there were conversations. There's no videotape. There's probably a videotape of him pantsing that guy at a party, that happened. But the many of these things they had to interview, and they did 300 people. And yes, Donnie, I think Ralph has been living under a damn rock the last year.
I've been trying.
He just doesn't care about the Suns, and that's fair. I can understand.
No, but you know what? Honestly, all BS aside, I care about hearing that somebody's doing something like that. That's wrong. But you're going to let a bunch of rich white guys decide the future of a rich white guy? I don't know how that's going to go.
That's
how we got here.
Right.
Yeah, a 1-year suspension and $10 million for Robert Sarver's nothing.
So there should be something else to interview.
You know what?
Here.
We've been saying the same thing about the NFL. We've been saying the same thing about the NBA,
MLB,
Major League Baseball.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there just isn't. And when the people running the place or the people who own the place, you're going to get slaps on the wrist. And this really, for Robert Sarver, he is a billionaire. That's a $10 million slap on the wrist. And you don't think he's going to be on the phone to somebody in the organization still exerting his will? Well, you're naive if you think otherwise. Right. And it was better than what the NFL would do.
True.
It was better than what we've seen them do, but not even as good as what they've done before.
But if PayPal were to just go away, I mean, obviously that's a big hit, but you don't think somebody else would just step right in?
I don't know. We'll find out. It's either somebody else will step in. I don't know if anybody wants that smoke right now, man. They may not step right in. In fact, you may see more sponsors start to fall away. And I don't know what power the rest of the organization has to force him to resign to protect the company. I don't know.
Well, one of the minority owners already came out and talked about.
Yeah, I told you that earlier. Jam Najafi.
Yeah. So when you have that, if he can get some more allies among the other minority owners, there may be.
Guess what? They'll still be minority owners.
Yeah,
but they may not have the power. This is going to be Robert Sarver making a business decision. Okay, I'm not going to get as much money out of this if I sit around and wait. If I sit around and wait, we lose sponsors. Nobody wants to come back on. Now the value has gone down. It might be better for him right now to say, you know what? I'm a distraction. Blah blah blah. BS. I go ahead. I'm selling right now.
I mean, you could have players bailing too.
That is the ultimate power right there. If they did, if all the players. Because I remember when the Clippers, they were trying to figure out, what do we do? And they're like, well, you know what? We're here together as a team. We're here for the fans. Let's just sort of, play this out and see how the NBA reacts. And then they did the right thing. Everything was fine. Had the NBA not done what they had done, you may have seen them just strike and say, oh, I have a cough, and who knows? If the Suns players are sitting here looking at this going, well, this is bull crap.
Yeah.
They may do just that, Ralph.
They should.
And good luck getting any free agents into Phoenix, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that is going to be a problem. Also, I should point out that even though Robert Sarver is the majority owner, he owns 35%. That's the largest share. Najafi has the second largest share. So if they get more than 35%, Sarver could be in trouble.
Yeah. But Najafi says he does not want to be the majority owner.
Right.
But can they force him, Sarver, to sell his 35%? That's interesting right there.
Yeah.
And that might be the best possible outcome on this. It's not about any – but seriously, though, the NBA, you went that far with Sterling. You should have gone that far with Sarver. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to change gears and probably talk about something else. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update for Arizona's new home for sports, The Fanatic. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
NFL Thursday night, the Chargers at the Chiefs. LA, a 4-point underdog on the road. On Sunday, the Cardinals looking for their first win on the road against the Raiders. Arizona, a 5.5-point underdog. The over-under at 51.5. Baseball, the Diamondbacks hosting the Padres tonight. Arizona plus 135 on the money line. San Diego minus 172. The over-under at 9. Early favorites for NFL MVP, Josh Allen of the Bills, a plus 400 favorite. Justin Herbert of the Chargers and Patrick Mahomes of the Chiefs, each at plus 700. Red hot winning picks at experts.winnersandwhiners.com. Save 75% on any best bet package with the promo code ACTION75. That's ACTION75 at experts.winnersandwhiners.com. For vsin.com, I'm Trey Westerberg on Arizona's sports betting station.
Arizonans are facing big challenges these days. Rising costs at the grocery store, the gas pump, and the pharmacy. That's why Mark Kelly is doing whatever it takes in Washington to bring down costs, even when it means standing up to his own party. The son of 2 police officers, Mark grew up in a house where money was tight. He knows what it means for Arizonans when everyday items cost more. Thanks to Mark Kelly's work, Medicare will finally negotiate down prescription drug prices. Less money spent at the pharmacy means more money stays in your pocket. Mark is leading the effort to cut red tape for truckers and ease supply chain issues. And he's pushing for more domestic oil production to bring down gas prices. Because Mark knows that for a lot of people, every little bit counts right now. Senator Mark Kelly, looking out for Arizona, fighting for us.
I'm Mark Kelly, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Mark Kelly for Senate.
So what do a cheeseburger, pet food, and a 6-pack of IPA have in common? When you order them with DoorDash, you don't just get the things you love, you support the community you love too. From stores and restaurants to the Dashers driving around, every purchase provides an opportunity for everyone involved. With DoorDash, there's a neighborhood of good in every order. Get 50% off your first order of $12 or more, up to $15 value when you use code RADIO22 at checkout. Limited time offer, terms apply.
No one else does what I do in diamonds. Sorry if that sounds bold, but it's true, and I do it all for you. Hi, Diamond Dave Cantor, the only wholesale diamond dealer open to you by appointment. I import diamonds directly from cutters from around the world. That's right. That means you're getting diamonds direct from the source. We have the lowest overhead office of anyone in the diamond business. So we ship to clients around the world because of our low price wholesale model. We design and create your custom rings. Again, working directly means you're working with the source. No one else with 4th generation connections, direct diamond importing, and design and manufacturing works directly with you except me. And with all that, we still offer incredible one-on-one service, direct contact on my personal cell through the process, and the promise we want you to have the best diamond quality and experience in any price range.
No one else can do what Diamond Dave does. Call him today at 480-397-2450 or reach him on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's Kantor, or visit him online at diamonddaveaz.com.
Fire up the band. It's time to play ball. We're serving up the best matchups on the college gridiron.
Touchdown! What a catch!
The power conferences, the biggest games, your favorite teams.
Under pressure, and he goes down!
Get all the action live on your home for football in the Valley. 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
David Glender here on 1580 The Fanatic. And all right, here's the rundown for all your football play-by-play from here until Monday night. Tonight, you have Desert Ridge at Highland for your high school football, 7 p.m. Saturday, you've got BYU at Oregon. So the Mormons are taking their fun to the paler state. Here's a question. Who's whiter? The people in Utah or
Wow.
the people up in Oregon? Well, I spent, look at me, Oregon pale. Which is paler?
I have to think Oregon, just because at least in Utah, you go outside, you get the sun.
Might be a little bit of melanin.
There's a chance you can tan. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the pasty white BYU taking on the pasty white Oregon. I'm sorry, is that time right? No, I think it's incorrect. It's noon. It's on at noon. Then on Sunday, you got Bears and Packers for Sunday Night Football. Monday, it's a doubleheader: Titans at Bills, and then Vikings at Eagles. And people are like, I don't understand. How can you have both games? Aren't they going to be on kind of the same time? Yeah, it's called join in progress. Once the Bills Titans game is over, we will join the Vikings and Eagles in progress. It's just how it works. Okay, so get off my back. 888-368-1580. So no, I don't want to blindside you with something else, Ralph. Did you watch Thursday Night Football last night?
I did. That was a great game. Loved it.
Okay. Was it great? Really?
I thought it was.
I felt, you know what? I don't want to say the following sentence out loud, but I feel like I have to. I got to keep it real. I got to keep it 100, as they say 100. I don't know how they say it because I'm not cool. Al Michaels has got to just stop. I think he needs to retire, please.
Really?
He made the game boring for me. And it wasn't a boring game. It was a kind of a fun game. A lot of defense, a lot of smash mouth, a lot of.
Yeah.
But
He didn't bother me at all.
Didn't bother me, but I was like, why does it feel like this is not a good game? It felt, and maybe it wasn't in the first half, but I felt like this is just sort of slow, and Herpy Street ain't helping at all either, is he? Oh my God, he's just.
I liked him.
I didn't care for the broadcast at all.
Too.
Yeah, and I love Al Michaels. Don't get me wrong. I just think maybe it's time. Let's get somebody else in there, I guess. I don't know. And then, of course, I was on the Twitter and I said, hey, is anybody else noticing the audio weirdness on this thing? Did you notice that the audio levels were all off? Like the crowd noise was wrong. Like it was either too high, you couldn't hear the announcers, or you'd hear the announcers and all of a sudden it'd be like, I don't know who's mixing sound on this thing, but it was not well done. That was like a church soundboard operator. It's like, I can make it work. It just didn't sound good.
The audio sounded flat to me, which I wasn't sure why that was, but
the video is perfect. 4K, everything
Crystal
was great.
clear.
The audio. Now, some people have reported, like you, sounded fine to me. And then I was like, no. But then I felt redeemed because on Twitter, everybody was telling me I didn't know what the hell I was talking about. But it turned out it was more than a few people noticed the same thing. Anyone else's Amazon audio ahead of the video? I luckily didn't have that. Oh, that would have driven me. I hate when the audio's got to go off.
Yeah.
And then some people said Amazon Prime needs to improve the voice audio. You can barely hear the announcers or the crowd. And then another person says, hey, you got to bring the crowd in the stadium audio up. So what was happening is somebody was at the soundboard and somebody was yelling, hey, the crowd is too loud. Overreaction. Hey, I can't hear the crowd. Overreaction. Everything, whoever is running needs to just be damn fired. It was horrible.
Mine was fine. I don't know. Maybe you need some new streaming service. I don't know. Mine were great.
I have the fattest internet you can possibly have.
I was worried about where you're going there. Okay, good.
Well, that other thing is well documented too. But I have the most amazing internet you can pay for, and it wasn't an issue with the stream. It never broke up. It never got choppy. It was just that the audio levels. And maybe I'm just. Keon notices that I can hear things that he can't hear. Some people just don't hear things the same way. But to me, it was just like glaringly obvious. And I felt redeemed that a bunch of people on the Big Lead and other places said, yeah, there was some issues with the audio, and they'll get their mix down. They'll get it figured out. I was just surprised that it was almost like they brought in somebody who'd never done it before. It's like somebody's nephew. You want to do sound? Okay. It's just like,
yeah. And it does seem weird because they went out of their way to get Al Michaels. They went out of their way to get Kirk Herbstreit. Let's go get some top tier broadcasters. Let's go and get some, Richard Sherman. Let's get Ryan Fitzpatrick. Like, they're paying for people who can broadcast, right? But then you get to the actual audio side of things, the behind the scenes, as it were. And that's just, I don't know why that wouldn't also include the best of the best, since
it wasn't my imagination. By the way, I think that whoever did the lighting for Carissa Thompson's little shindig there, I think they liked Ryan Fitzpatrick and his beard more because he looked more glamorous. She looked like, whoa, boy, she was badly lit.
It's not even that she looked bad. You could hardly see her.
Yeah.
Relative to, I mean, those old classical paintings where there's a guy and there's a halo behind his head. That's how Ryan Fitzpatrick and his beard looked. They just all the light was on him. Unbelievable.
Maybe Robert Sarver owns the lighting company.
Yeah,
he did it on purpose. I don't know.
It seems like something he'd do.
I did like the group of people they had up there. I thought it was really good. I like Sherm, obviously. I thought he was good.
I thought he would say more crazy crap. Sherm is the guy who thinks he's smarter than he really is.
Oh, he's a pretty sharp guy.
But he's a smart guy who's not as smart as he thinks he is. That's why, because he always has that kind of attitude. Doesn't mean he doesn't have something good to say. Just he thinks what he's saying is way better than it is. And Whitworth, I
forgot that he was on the. Yeah. I like the guy, but he didn't stand
gone
out
for a while. And then old Tony Garcia there at the other end is like, is there something going on with him and Carissa there? Because that just seemed. I don't know. Something's going on there. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know what their stories are, but there's something going on there. But
maybe Tony Gonzalez is just a charming human being who
What do I
charms
call him?
everybody who sits next to him. You ever
Called
think
him
of
Tony
that?
Garcia, didn't I?
Yeah, you called him Garcia. I don't
Tony
know who that
Gonzalez.
was. I didn't see Tony Garcia.
Yeah, I used to know a guy named Tony
Yeah,
Garcia.
Andy's
that's why.
brother. Yeah.
Anyway, so no Boomer Sooner. Me saying that the Mormons of BYU and the players of Oregon is not racist. I'm
go.
white. I can say that. Kyle G says maybe Talking Stick knew something about this Sarver stuff, and that's why they didn't pursue renewing their naming rights. Maybe, maybe not. That's just going to be just wild speculation at this point, huh? Let's see. Jagdog says Sherman went to Stanford, but he's still an a-hole. Thunder Snow says, I didn't watch it. I went old school and I listened to it on the radio on 1580 The Fanatic. Good man. I bet you had better audio than anybody watching did.
Yeah.
Rough Rob says, Apple sucks. Well, no, it's not on Apple yet. It's on Amazon. And he says, I listen to the game on 1580 Fanatic. No problems. Good man. That's the thing. Got to sync these up and just use our audio and watch the Amazon video. I think that'd be the best way. Tiger Paws, she says, my visuals kept pixelating really weird, like a bad video game. It buffered a lot. That's the thing. You got to have the buffest of buffing of your internet.
That happened to me earlier in the game when it was buffering a lot and it didn't look good. But around the second quarter, once everything kind of flattened out, I didn't have any problems visually. Looked nice.
Yeah, it was crystal clear visually. Natty Daddy says, that was a nice body slam by James yesterday. Oh, yeah.
When Derwin James picked up Travis Kelce.
That was.
We're going to get to that. Let's see here. Fighting Wampa says, Jeffrey, why do you have such an issue with sports announcers? Something happened to you in childhood that you're not opening up to the fourth dimension about. Yeah, show us on the puppet where the announcer touched. No.
Where did Al Michaels?
I guess okay. So on every single personality test that I've ever taken, I am exactly down the middle: audio, visual, right, left. Anything that has to do with anything, it's a bizarre thing where I am just right down the middle. And so, as much as the video is very important to me, the audio, look what we do for a living here. So the audio is equally as important. And when it's not right, it really affects me. And also not just in the quality, but in the content. So, when Joe Buck drones on and on and on, it's not just my opinion. A lot of people have that opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And Al Michaels getting kind of sleepy, and he's bringing the tone of a game down a little bit when it should be up. Yeah, I'm going to notice that. And when Herpy Street comes out there and he doesn't add anything, really, it's just the whole thing was awkward. That's the best thing I'm going to give you for the presentation of the pre and post show, the actual play-by-play. There was no slide in. It just, everything just seemed off, didn't it? And then I had to see this up in the stands, and there's somebody who was having a worse time than me, and that's this man right here. One Roger Goodell.
Jeez. I mean, look at his face.
Yeah, Bezos is sitting next to him, just talking on the video. He's just like, and Goodell just has this look on his face the entire time, like, shut up, please shut up, please shut up, please shut up and watch the game, please shut up and watch the game. Nobody wants to hang around Roger Goodell, but Jeff Bezos does.
And we found the one person
thing
Roger Goodell wants nothing to do with.
Oh my God. I'm not going to feel sorry for him. I feel like he probably deserves that.
You know what that reminds me of? When those pictures last year of Patrick Mahomes just hanging out with his fiance and brother, and he just looked like he wanted to be anywhere else on the face of the earth.
Yep. Same look.
Same look.
Watermelon says, Jeffrey, I'm with you about Al Michaels. No excitement or fluctuation in his voice. Very mono. Could be replaced with somebody a little bit more enthusiastic. I was thinking Abe Vigoda, but I think he might be dead.
Yeah.
Last Optimist says Amazon audio video is 3 seconds out of sync, so I ended up finishing the game on Westwood 1 there. I was also streaming 2 minutes ahead of my family in Illinois, so when I texted them about the plays, they had no idea. That was the other thing that I'd always worried about when they would make the change from satellite or cable to the streaming, is everybody streaming is going to be at different places, and you could start getting text messages about stuff that you don't know has happened on your version. So it's almost like when you're watching football You got to leave that phone alone until halftime or till the end of the game, or you're going to get some spoilers, or you're going to spoil it for somebody else.
And I think that's probably what it is. Like, I think if you, Jeffrey, because your internet, I know for a fact, is better than mine. If you had texted me, you probably would have spoiled anything for me if you had.
And now this is how I'm going to screw with Ralph. I'm going to start sending him, hey, good win by your team there, Ralph. He's going to be like, or yeah. Oh.
It's like if you're I don't know if you have YouTube TV, but I do. So if I watch it on my phone versus my TV, the phone is like maybe 5 to 8 seconds ahead of the TV.
Oh,
yeah. So you can.
What happens? Can you cast from your phone to get?
Yeah, you can.
That doesn't slow it down
No.
That should keep it to speed, right?
Not right. But what I do is I'll watch it on my phone on the side, and then I'll tell people, they're going to run this play next. You watch. They're going to do that. Do it all the time. People are like, wow, how'd you know that?
Running play coming.
Yeah. You watch. He's going to get
I did that with the draft and my friends one time. I was a little bit ahead of them, and I was like, guess who the Eagles are going to take next? And I was right for 5 picks in a row before they were like, something's up. He's got something.
Exactly.
Double D says, you can't be a Colts fanatic unless you're hung like one. You damn right, Double D. You damn right. It says, good afternoon. Just wanted to check in, let you know I'm feeling real comfortable, especially with soft as a baby food Colts coming up in week 3. I'm not sure what that means. Or wait, are you a Jaguar fan or a Colts fan? It sounded like you were a Colts fan there a second ago. Let's see. Boomer says, I agree, Jeffrey. He has to go. I think his diet is starting to get to him. Where's the beef? Who's he talking about?
Al Michaels?
Is it Sarver? Al Michaels?
Oh,
It's Al Michaels. Okay, yeah. Donnie says, I heard streaming and lagging could have effect on live betting. That's another thing. Oh, that's interesting. You could be making bets on something that already happened. Well, no, they wouldn't let you. That's the thing. I don't think you can hurt yourself with it, because if it's happened, then the bet is locked out.
Yep.
At least that won't give you the that kind of spoiler. Rough Rob says Cardinal fans should have their bail money together for this weekend's game in Vegas. It's always wise. Joe the Show says the Lakers re-signed Dennis Schroeder. Pelinka is cracked out of his mind. So, Ralph, Dennis Schroeder, you think they laughed at him when they gave him this teeny little contract saying, hey, remember we offered you before and you left? You didn't even get that much? You're getting less. Can we get some numbers on Dennis Schroeder's contract? I could use a good laugh on how dumb he is and how dumb the Lakers are.
Wow.
We have to take a break. When we come back, we'll actually talk about the damn game. It did turn into something, though, didn't it? It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Hi, this is Nick LaCapria with the Daily Sports Quiz. There's been some great NBA coaches over the years. This particular coach was a winner, but he got a good lesson when he was young. He was actually on the Little League Baseball World Championship team from Albany. Who was he?
When you want trivia from the world of sports, Daily Sports Quiz host Nick LaCapria has it. Baseball lovers, go online to baseballtrivia.org. Basketball fans, check out basketballtrivia.net. Football fans, head on over to footballtrivia.net. Hockey trivia, that's hockeytrivia.net. And boxing fans, log on to boxingtrivia.net. Stay tuned to this radio station for the Daily Sports Quiz, or visit Nick LaCapria's sports-specific trivia websites.
The answer to today's Daily Sports Quiz: name the NBA coach that started his life as a member of the Little League World Series team. The great Pat Riley, back in Albany, New York, when he was a kid. He was a Little League World Series champion. By the way, Riley also played football.
My dad has a cold, but also has high blood pressure. That's why I got him Vicks NyQuil High Blood Pressure for fast, powerful nighttime relief. Unlike some ordinary cold medicines, it's specially formulated for people like my dad. NyQuil High Blood Pressure is sugar-free, alcohol-free, and decongestant-free.
Vicks NyQuil High Blood Pressure. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, cold, and flu for people with high blood pressure.
Like my dad.
Medicine. Use as directed.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears Radio Hour. In the show, we try to teach the tools, rules, and strategies that traders and investors need to do better with their wealth and portfolio income. But most of the time, an hour is just not long enough. At Online Trading Academy, we believe that the average person should be given the tools, rules, and strategies that Wall Street's elites have been using for years to outperform others. Are you one of the millions that have recently established a trading account? Or have you always wanted to trade or take a more active role in guarding and growing your own wealth? but have not had the know-how or confidence? We want to invite you out to a complimentary 3-hour power trading and investing workshop, where you'll learn what it is that the professionals use to limit their risks and maximize their possible gains in both trading and investing. To register, call 8448-TRADER. That's 844-887-2337, or text the word stocks to 25029. Again, that's stocks to 25029. Reserve your seat now.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Your home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Dave Lender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and listen up, everybody. You got to get yourself that DraftKings Sportsbook app. It makes watching these games even more exciting. That's the kind of excitement that can transcend a Joe Buck. It can transcend Al Michaels or Chris Collinsworth or any of these guys that maybe bring you a little sleepy while you're watching a game, but you're not going to get sleepy when you got the action of DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app right now. Use promo code BET1580. Get $200 in free bets instantly when you place a $5 bet on any football game. That's BET1580. BET1580, only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. 21 plus, Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Bonus issued as free bets. One early win token issued at opt-in. Moneyline bets only. Deposit and wagering restrictions apply. Eligibility and terms at DraftKings.com/football terms. All right, so let's do this. Let's actually talk about the game itself last night. Boy, it looked like the Chargers. Let me just tell you, this is when you're watching the Chiefs at home get stymied by the Chargers, okay? And then you remember the week before when the Chiefs away were just having their way. This only shows you one thing. The Cardinals defense is so bad.
Yep. That's exactly what I thought last night. I was like, the Chargers outplayed the Chiefs for most of this game, if you think about it. Obviously the pick six killed them. But yeah, the Chiefs
and the non-pick,
yeah.
But a lot of people thought that was a pick. It was not. Even my wife was like, "That's a pick." It's not.
It's not.
Here's the evidence in the thing. You see my hands right here. His hands were like this. His fingers were like this. He did not have the ball. He had no control, which meant if he didn't have his fingers wrapped, he was pushing it down into the ground to keep it together there.
And also the ball moved. It
yes.
didn't move very much, but if it moves at all, it's not a catch.
So let me just say this, though. If anybody's seen the results for fantasy football, oh my God. Randy in the Premier League had Herbert, that Williams kid, and
Mike Williams.
Edwards-Helaire. He's up by 80 points on me, and I haven't played anybody yet.
That is insane. I mean, Randy's got a good team.
I told him he did. He doesn't believe me.
Why doesn't he? Randy knows football. If he looked at that group of people and that group of people was on an actual NFL team, all three of them, he would say that was a great team.
Now, that said, last week I saw Ralph's total, like, oh my God, look at Ralph. Ralph's players are doing huge and great things. And then, no, he lost.
And I had a good total.
But the other guy had a better total. I was shocked when I went back and saw, like, whoa, I thought Ralph had this in the bag. So there's still a chance. I got to play my guys. But if I'm going to lose to somebody, I don't mind this, Randy. I don't mind. He's my pal.
Right now, he needs that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
talk to me about that 10 games from now when he's beating all of us.
Well, I just thought I heard a scream, and I'm thinking,
you just thought about today.
Yeah.
Randy.
Randy
deserves to wake up from his procedure and look at his fantasy football team and just smile to himself.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I texted him last night about it. I was like, "Holy crap, Randy!" And
You can't say that.
I forgot myself. Anyway, so the game, it was seemed a little slow start, but well, not for the Chargers. And then things started to happen, and then now we had a contest. Now there was something going on there, and I feel like there was a good deal of good luck for the Chiefs and a good deal of bad luck for the Chargers. But the Chargers had this game, but found a way to lose it at the end. A little help from the officials, a little bit of help from just whatever. And by the way, man of the week award goes to Justin Herbert.
Yes.
Okay, so by the way, the official word is in. He does not have broken ribs. He has a fractured rib cartilage.
Wow.
I mean, I don't think you can tell the difference pain-wise.
So what that means is the bones aren't broken, but that gushy stuff between them is cracked. And Jesus, that's whole.
It's a phenomenal last drive with all that. It reminded me of, you remember Stafford when he was on Detroit, when he was rookie year? Same thing, right? I mean, that was just a gutsy performance. That was awesome.
Yeah, and a hell of a throw down the field after he was just like, he could have walked like a few feet and got a first down. He's like, oh, the hell with it, I'll throw it. I don't want to get hit again.
Yeah, and
that's what it was.
And when your cartilage is hurt like that, it hurts to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have to run and then you start huffing and puffing, like that's going to actually hurt worse than if you just threw the ball.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully he'll heal up, because at least there's for the next person that plays Randy White in the Premier League, at least I don't think he could play the next game. He has a few extra days to try to heal up, but what's the word on fractured cartilage? I've never even heard of such a thing. In your chest. So how long will that take for him to be right again? Fighting Wampa says, fractured rib cartilage, please. One time I played a game with no ribs at all.
Just your heart exposed to the world.
That's manly, Fighting Wampa, but this isn't about you right now. Baker's Cocky Ham says, Keon, you like Cunningham tonight against FSU defense? Dude, this is not time for the Keon Rose College
get there. We'll get
football
there.
dance party.
Hang on there. We'll get to that.
Boomer Sooner says, brief, I think everybody looks when they make a bet on their app. I think it kind of buffers for a minute, like verifying current odds or something like that. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It knows if something's happened or not. So, and we'll get back to you, Boomer Sooner, on the college stuff you want to talk about. Here's the thing about that. We probably do that sooner than later, Keon. People seem to want to talk about the college football for some reason. We will get to that. Let's see. Natty Daddy says, anyone else watch the game with the next gen stats option? I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't even know there was an. What are you talking? What are you talking about?
Like if you watched it on computer, there was like an option for you to click on some stuff, and then some stats would pop up, and it was real time from the game.
I was just watching the TV, so I had no idea that was an option. I was very glad that I had no idea how to watch the Dude Perfect stuff, because those guys are annoying. I wanted nothing to do with the Dude Perfect.
I saw them in the preview because they were like, "Look at all the new stuff. We're gonna reimagine a night of football." And I turned to my brother and said, "Who asked for Dude Perfect on a football game? Nobody. Nobody
Bezos did. That's a Jeff Bezos. You know what the kids like? Dude Perfect."
but good for the Dude Perfect guys, because they were just screwing around on YouTube, and now here they are getting paid by Amazon. So good for them, I guess.
Tron Slater says, good afternoon. Can somebody please put Randy on suicide watch if the Cardinals lose on Sunday? Nah.
Randy has seen worse.
Yeah.
Okay. That's just.
Today he's seen worse.
Well, today, yeah. I mean,
hopefully he's just seeing the inside of his eyelids and not having to. Oh God, help us if he woke up. Twitty says, as someone who's been going to local drinking establishments to watch games the last few years while listening to the game on a Walkman, my audio is actually usually 30 seconds ahead of the video feed. Yeah, that sounds about right. I know our radio broadcast is more real time than even TV has. When you're taking video and audio through a transmission on a satellite, through other means, there's a lot more stuff that has to go through than just audio, and that will slow it down. That will cause buffering. That will cause whatever. Even we're just talking satellite, direct TV kind of thing, or radio. Radio's quicker. That's just the way that is. That's why it's kind of hard to sync up your radio to the TV thing, because your radio, we can't pause radio. I guess we could. We talked about this before, trying to figure out what the time sync would be for, say, cable and satellite versus radio, and then we, that dump delay we use in case Keon swears again. That we get up the amount of seconds on that to try to balance it out. Where okay, we've slowed down the audio so your video matches up. I think that would be awesome of us to do. I just don't know now that it matters, that so much of this stuff is going to go to streaming.
And if it's streaming, couldn't you possibly find a way to get the video to match up with your audio?
No,
yourself. Okay.
Not if the video on streaming is even farther behind. There's no, how do you pause? We can't say, okay, we're going to do a 5-minute delay on our radio signal. You know what I mean? That just would, that wouldn't be silly. 888-368-1580. Double D says Colts, Jags, week 2. Week 3, Chiefs will move to 3-0. Okay, I get it. You're not a Colts fan. Joe the Show sent a who's the Kamenetsky brothers? Does that mean anything to you?
No.
For some reason, he sent me a text on this. You know what? Actually, I'm going to save that for a second. We're kind of in the middle of talking about the game, but it's about Dennis Schroeder. We will get to that. Against the Spread says, I hope you guys like that Iowa State bet. Okay, again, we're not there. We're just... I'm going to put a pin in that for you against the spread. When we do the Keon Rose College thing, we'll bring that up there. Let's see. Baker's Cocky Hens also wants to talk about I don't know what you're talking about, Big. He's like, game starts at 4:30, man. Why is what game?
Florida State. I think
no, I think that's what he's talking about. He's not even brought up college. Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, the FSU and oh, I see what he's saying. The game starts at 4:30, so now's the time to talk about it. Okay, fine. We'll do this after the top of the hour. We'll talk college stuff after the top of the hour, if that makes everybody happy. Can I please talk about last night's game?
Imagine if Keenan Allen would have been there. I mean, he didn't have Keenan Allen. I mean, so
which Wayne's brother is that?
Oh, jeez.
I always get them confused a lot, but so we've talked about the fact that there were some almost interceptions or some stuff that was declared not interceptions, and the Asante Samuel Jr. one was the one that we were really, really focused on, but a lot of people lost their mind about that. And when you watch it, it does look legit. It looks like he's got it, but when you see at that angle and his fingers are curved and you see it move there on the ground, you got to remember the refs are sitting there looking at stuff, and they actually did get that one right. I mean, it's hard to get, actual review wrong.
Yeah, because they've got so many camera angles and the cameras are so good these days. But they're pretty clear about that part of the rules. You have to maintain control of the football all the way down to the ground. And when he hit the ground, the ball is allowed to touch the ground. But if it moves, that's not a catch. And the ball wiggled when he hit the ground. So that's it. I mean, that's the end of the conversation.
Yeah, that's the rule.
I guess it just depends. Are you a Chargers fan or a Chiefs fan? Right. And that's how you're going to feel about that. All right, when we come back, here's what's going to happen. Joe the Show, I promise we're going to talk about why am I promising to talk about the Lakers?
Lakers. So that we can laugh at Dennis Schroeder. That's
Dennis Schroeder and the Lakers. We'll laugh at the Lakers. Oh, that's right. So we can laugh at them. But we're going to do Keon Rose's college football dance party. That's right. We'll run down a bunch of the you don't have to actually dance if you don't want to, Ralph.
I might dance.
All right. It's a free, safe zone for whatever dancing you want to do.
Okay.
Fully clothed, please. Anyway, we'll have that and a whole bunch more NFL stuff when we come back. It's 1 hour down. We got 2 more of this nonsense to go. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Arizonans are facing big challenges these days. Rising costs at the grocery store, the gas pump, and the pharmacy. That's why Mark Kelly is doing whatever it takes in Washington to bring down costs, even when it means standing up to his own party. The son of 2 police officers, Mark grew up in a house where money was tight. He knows what it means for Arizonans when everyday items cost more. Thanks to Mark Kelly's work, Medicare will finally negotiate down prescription drug prices. Less money spent at the pharmacy means more money stays in your pocket. Mark is leading the effort to cut red tape for truckers and ease supply chain issues. And he's pushing for more domestic oil production to bring down gas prices. Because Mark knows that for a lot of people, every little bit counts right now. Senator Mark Kelly, looking out for Arizona, fighting for us.
I'm Mark Kelly, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Mark Kelly for Senate.
Dell Technologies' semi-annual sale has arrived, and it's time to upgrade to the latest business technology. Save big on laptops and desktops with Windows 11 Pro. Plus, get amazing deals on server, storage, and cloud solutions, as well as top work accessories, including docks, monitors, and more. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL for special business offers during our semi-annual sale.
The NASCAR season will come to an end in Phoenix, but the championship weekend will last forever.
The greatest are the ones that seize the moment.
4 championship races in 3 days, all set against the stunning backdrop of the desert mountains. Night racing, a doubleheader, and a Cup Series champion crowned on Sunday. It's a weekend you'll wish would never end. The NASCAR Championship Weekend at Phoenix Raceway, November 4th through the 6th. Get your tickets now at phoenixraceway.com.
Progressive Snapshot can save you money based on how you drive and how much you drive. So the safer you drive, the more money you could save. Now, if you didn't hear that because you were looking at your phone while driving, let me say it again. Seriously, put down your phone. That is so unsafe. If you didn't do stuff like use your phone while driving, you could save money with Progressive Snapshot, but saving or not, just put it down. And if you did hear it the first time because you weren't looking at your phone, nice work. You'd love Snapshot from Progressive because it rewards safe drivers. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California and North Carolina or from all agents.
Kelly here with AC by J. As an Arizona native, I love monsoon season, but as the owner of a heating, cooling, and plumbing company, AC by J, I know your air conditioner doesn't share my enthusiasm. Monsoon dust, humidity, and power surges can cause havoc to your AC system. Protect your home with our monsoon maintenance. Just $109, $40 off our regular price with a condensation line flush to prevent water damage to your home. Call AC by J at 602-609-7664 or go to acbyj.com. Service you can trust from our family to yours.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM
and K240 Robert Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1. Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, not alongside Randy White. He's recovering from the great indignity that is used to find out if you have butt cancer or not. And hopefully he's all good and recovering well. But in the meantime, a different kind of butt cancer. We've got Ralph.
Wow. Wow.
From Harmon
That's
Solar.
horrible.
We got Keon there in the control room. Sorry, I just cracked myself up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And of course, you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Now, I wanted to do an in-depth sort of salute to Roger Federer this hour, but no, the fourth dimension is pushing us into the area of the college football. We were going to have interviews, we were going to have audio, we were going to have a montage and a compilation to say goodbye to 41-year-old Roger Federer as he goes into that great beyond tennis. But I guess now we'll have to bump that. Instead, we're going to have to, do you like the college football, Ralph?
Love college football.
Mm-hmm.
Love
so which school are you bandwagging this week?
I've been a USC fan forever, so good and bad.
Well, you said you were a Seahawks fan forever until you denied them.
I never denied that. That was audio tricks that you guys did.
The roaster crowed 3 times.
That's Keon's
the roaster
magic.
crowed 3
Audio
times.
tricks.
Yeah, I've never done that. I don't know what you're talking about.
So, all right. Well, I say we should get right into it. But before we fire off the dance party music, let's just go ahead and get some of these texts out of the way, and then we'll go ahead and dance. Against the Spread says, I hope you guys like that Iowa State bet last week, but sorry Baylor didn't cover. This week, I like BYU plus 3.5. Mississippi State to win on the money line, and USC at minus 12.
Easy bet.
There you go, Against the Spread. Thanks for that. Boomer Sooner says Fox beat ESPN for game day podcast. ESPN is at UTSA versus Texas.
UTSA. University of Texas, San Antonio.
But it says UTSA.
Yeah, it's UTSA. Yeah.
Fox has O versus Nebraska.
Oklahoma. Okay.
Yeah, I know. It's Oklahoma University.
I'm just helping you.
I know. Thank you, Parrish.
Yeah, well, you know, ask, answer, knowledge.
That's nice. Yeah, I know. Watermelon says, I can tell you from experience that fractured rib cartilage that Herbert had, that's a sumbitch. Cough, laugh, sneeze, breathing, farting, that could hurt bad. I can't imagine playing football.
That's not a joke.
No, the farting part was, I just added that.
No.
Baker's cocky hens. I wonder though, maybe it does hurt.
Maybe if it makes you stretch your upper body at all, then yeah. So a sufficiently hard fart could.
Remember
actually
I said
do
I
that.
had Chipotle last night? Yeah,
Justin Herbert better avoid that.
I'd be just sitting there crying. At least then I would also be crying like everyone else in the room when I fart. So Baker's cocky hens did say, Keon, you like Cunningham tonight against that FSU defense. He's better than Jaden Daniels, but I think FSU still wins with their defense, run game, and Travis at quarterback.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that FSU has kind of found something. And when they played LSU, usually when FSU starts the season, they're the ones that are unprepared. They're the ones that are getting these stupid penalties that put them off track. They played damn near a flawless game, and that's how they were able to beat LSU. And I just think that things are a little bit different this year for them. So yeah, I'm going to take the Noles in that one.
You get the same feeling I get where when you hear FSU, you think, well, that's kind of the acronym you shouldn't say in front of a nun. You know, like it's something really dirty, but you don't want to have to say it out loud. I guess
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, who do you like to root for in college football? I like to root for FSU.
Yeah,
just
FSU, man. Hefty Lefty says ass cancer does bring about a lot of crack jokes.
Oh my gosh.
You are correct.
Wow.
Thunder Snow says Ralph, since Ralph is actually in studio, which of the 75 teams that he roots for is he wearing? Well, right now he's wearing a giant Rainy City bitch pigeon. Oh, on his shirt too.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm wearing my Super Bowl championship shirt and hat. I would have worn my Cardinal one, but it's in Africa. They sold it to a third world country.
Damn.
You know, so
I'm gonna go get one. Here, kid, I'll give you a sandwich. Give me that shirt. King of Kittens. We're gonna get back to that, buddy. I promise you. He does say shove it, Ralph. Okay,
that's fine.
All right. Hefty Lefty says, is Boone, North Carolina, where the term the Boonies originated? Because College Game Day is broadcasting from there, and it's in the middle of moonshine country.
Yeah, I don't know where the phrase comes
the
from.
Boonies.
But yeah, the Appalachian State who upset Texas A&M last Saturday, their school is located in Boone, North Carolina.
All right, are you ready to get down, get funky with some college football talk, Cam?
Sure, but I can't vouch for whether or not this music is any good.
So Randy is the disc spinner when it comes to the college football dance party. So Keon just looked up disco, and we'll see what it came out to be. This could be great or horrible.
I went through some really bad ones. This is the best I could find in short notice. So,
all right, ladies and gentlemen, here it is. It's time now for Keon Rose's college football dance party.
Oh, this
like the 80s.
Yeah, very 80s.
I feel like we should get like our flock of seagulls hair going.
Start singing about space aliens and whatever it is that the flock of seagulls was singing about.
Can you do some college football talk? Can you do some college football talk?
Yeah, that's absolutely not disco.
Yeah, it's 80s, man.
Yeah.
What is this?
It says disco on the YouTube.
That's new wave.
Look,
Yeah,
I tried.
I can't dance to this.
Some of the legitimately disco stuff was like slow dance.
Put some Bee Gees on, or
just turn it.
But I had to do instrumental though. I couldn't, I had to find some kind of an instrumental out there. So that was the best I could do in the 4 minutes.
That's an epic fail.
That's a fail.
Yeah, epic fail.
And I'll own that.
All right, well,
I'll own that. That's on me.
There'll be no dancing, but there'll be college football talking. Let's go ahead and get this thing going. Let's make Boomer Sooner happy, and we'll talk about Oklahoma at Nebraska tomorrow morning in Early. What do you say on that one?
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting game because this is the first game after the Scott Frost era. Nebraska could have waited until October to fire Scott Frost and reduce that buyout. They hated him so much, they said, screw it. We'll pay you to leave. Just get the hell out of here. So Scott Frost is out. Mickey Joseph is in. He's making his college football head coaching debut. And I don't think that he could be rolling up on a worse team for a first-time coach because he's going up against Oklahoma right now, ranked 6th in the country. Brent Venables has done a tremendous job with that Oklahoma defense. I mean, it was good before he got there, but he's a defensive guy, so they're better now. And they've got Dylan Gabriel at quarterback. Poor guy broke his collarbone a year ago. He's bounced back and he looks tremendous. I just don't see how Nebraska, even without Scott Frost and losing that baggage, I don't think that they are able to beat Oklahoma.
Let's just say, as they said about Ralph's prom date, it's not going to be pretty.
Yeah, she wasn't. Actually.
All right, so we got Texas State. Which Texas is yours? I always forget which Texas is yours.
Straight up, just Texas.
Just Texas. Well, Texas State is visiting number 17 Baylor, and as they go to Waco, which is got to be a load of fun to visit. What chance would you give Texas State in this contest?
Well, I've driven through Waco a few times. Very, very nice to look at. I've never stopped, so I have no idea.
Oh, I got stopped. I got pulled over. Well, no, I was on the highway there, and I get pulled over, and the cop comes up to the window, and he's like, well, we got you for speeding. Okay. Hold on a second. He goes back to the car and he gets on the radio, and all of a sudden another cop car pulls up. I'm like, oh no. And so then they get out and they're talking to each other. I'm like, what did I do? It's just, I was going a little fast. And then another cop car and another cop car pull up. So 4 of them are out there talking. I'm thinking, this is it. This is the end of me. The guy walks back up and he says, boy, we got your ass for speeding, but we can't figure out how to spell Waxahachie. So I'm going to go ahead and just get you in the car here.
Come on.
I'm going to chase your ass to Waco. We'll finish it there.
Waxahachie.
Nobody knew how to spell it because they're dumber than dirt in Texas and proud of it.
Wow. Love Texas. It's horrible.
Oh, man. I lived in Texas, and
he knows I'm right.
The Texas, I loved living in Texas, but not everybody's bright. So speaking of Texas,
I would do that joke in Texas to large rounds of applause. Trust me, I know
it's weird. Texans like it when you make fun of how Texas they are,
and then they'll say you don't mess with Texas right after.
But you just messed with them and they liked anyway. Whatever. The point is, Texas State, Baylor. This is well, let's go ahead and do a little Texas. Texas State's about to get whooped. As they say in Texas, got to pronounce the H, because Dave Aranda has done a remarkable job with this program. It was really hard to think about when Matt Rule left where they could go next. People thought there was going to be a fall off. No, not at all. Dave Aranda showed up, installed his defense, trusted his quarterback, and I think that Baylor is going to win the Big 12. I think that they have the most complete team, top to bottom. I know that their odds dropped, but they didn't get worse when after they won it last year. So I have no idea why that ended up happening. I don't think that Oklahoma's at that point yet. And Texas has got a long ways to go, and TCU's obviously fallen back. So yeah, I'm going Baylor to win the Big 12. Ralph, you are shaking your head.
No way, man. How about the way they looked last week against BYU?
What about?
You got quiet real quick. They lost.
I mean,
to BYU.
Yes.
Bunch of Mormons.
To the Mormons.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Big 12? There's not an elite team in the Big 12.
I agree with that, but I mean, I think Texas has got a shot.
Texas has a shot, but there's some stuff.
Oklahoma has a shot,
but Texas
Nobody
is coming
betting
off of
thinks that Texas has a shot.
Texas. I mean, the thing is, if you want to talk about the best conference to watch in college football, not the best conference, the best conference to watch, the Big 12 is the best conference because it's wide open. It is wide the hell open. I just happen to believe very strongly in Baylor, and the fact that I think BYU is a really good football team too. So I don't think that there's any shame in losing to BYU, and I don't think that knocks you out of necessarily winning the Big 12. But yeah, I'm going to take them to beat Texas State. The line there's 30 and a half. I believe.
So 30.
They're going to destroy those guys.
Agreed. This line is worse. The Michigan that Radio Ron doesn't like, number 4 Michigan is hosting UConn, and it's minus 47 and a half. Did we even need to talk about that one?
Cover too.
Yeah, no, no, we don't really need to talk about it. Michigan is going to destroy Connecticut. They're bad at football. They've been bad at football for years. I don't expect anything to change here. The only reason why it's worth mentioning is because every time Jim Harbaugh and the Michigan Wolverines, save for last year where things actually went correctly for them, think that they have things in the bag, something goes horribly awry. So I hope that doesn't happen to them this time, but things have been known to happen. But no, they're not going to lose this game.
I'm going to roll on over to a game that is on our radio station here on Saturday at the noon, BYU and Oregon. Now, that is looking to be a closer contest. Number 12 BYU is heading to Eugene, Oregon to take on number 25 Oregon. The line on that is minus 3.5. So now we got a game, right, Keon?
You do have a game, and BYU, I think, is proving themselves to be a quality football program. Kalani Sitake, I think, is a guy that's deeply underrated as a head coach. I think he's built up BYU. They play tough. They have a lot of grit. They don't really back down from anybody. Their defense swarms, and their quarterback, Jaron Hall, is having a quiet year, but it's a good year. And Oregon is also a really good team. I mean, Oregon is 1-1 right now, but that one loss was at the hands of the defending champion Georgia Bulldogs, who came in and pushed them around and beat them up. But they would have gone in and pushed around and beat up just about anybody in the country the way that they were playing that day. So I don't hold that against Oregon. This is an absolutely good football game, and I'm going to go Oregon. I buy what they have there with Bo Nix. The way they're using him and his mobility. And of course, he gives them a big arm to be able to unlock some things downfield. No disrespect to BYU. I just think if you're going to have Oregon at home and have them with some of the talent that they have on both sides of the ball, because Mario Cristobal, he's gone, obviously. He's in Miami, but he didn't leave the cupboard empty when he left. This isn't one of those situations where a guy got fired and there's just nobody. There was a ton of talent there to start. So now they just have to build on what they've got. I'm going to go Ducks.
All right. Penn State and Auburn are going to go at it on CBS. And that looks to be a closer contest than some of these others. There's a lot of lopsided contests if you're taking a look at the schedule this week. And I think, Keon, you described it as easy game. Oh my God, we got our ass kicked week. We need another easy game just to feel better. And I guess that is the way they schedule these things. So let's try to stick with the good games. But Penn State and Auburn, that's looking to be pretty good there in Alabama.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be fun. Auburn is a quality football team, but I just think that they're lacking the quarterback right now. TJ Finley, strong arm, smart dude, but some of those decisions he makes are insane. And I mean, some of his interceptions are right up there with the greatest hits of some of the worst interceptions I've seen of the season so far. He does give you the threat with his legs as well. And I do like what Brian Harsin is putting together at Auburn. They're just not ready yet. And I think that's kind of the theme of this Saturday is there are some teams that are really good, but they're just not quite there. I think Penn State further along. Sean Clifford has been at Penn State for 7 years now. It feels like he's been there for a decade. And they just have a lot of the experience and the defense. And James Franklin is familiar with playing in against SEC school. So I don't think that his guys are going to back down from the challenge of facing the Auburn Tigers. I'm going to take Penn State for the dub.
All right. Well, of course, you know about your guys, Texas playing UTSA, and I'm sure you picked 21 ranked Texas to just beat UTSA without a problem, right?
Yeah, and that is despite not having Quinn Ewers, the starting quarterback. They might be playing the backup quarterback Hudson Card on one leg. Doesn't matter. UTSA. This is supposed to be the butt whooping, right? Like they Alabama was supposed to actually destroy Texas, not destroyed. So here's a chance to build a little bit of confidence, especially when you start gearing up for the Red River rivalry against Oklahoma, which is coming in just a couple of weeks.
Well, USC is number 7 right now, and I'm sure the only way that they can keep that is by playing Fresno State. Wow. In this contest, there at the LA Memorial, used to be Sports Here Coliseum, that's just a lock, right? The USC is going to just beat the hell out of Fresno State.
Yeah, I mean, well, Fresno State plays people tough. That's the issue there, but they're in USC, they're in Los Angeles. And Caleb Williams doesn't really seem to have missed a beat. And I don't think that USC's in the meat of their schedule yet, obviously. But from what I have seen so far, the way that Lincoln Riley has set up his offense with them, there's only room for them to grow. And the USC that we see now, I like that team. But the team that we're going to see 5 to 6 weeks from now, love that team. That team, when these guys start getting a little bit more experience and getting a little bit more comfortable in Lincoln Riley's system, that is going to be terrifying.
All right, one last game real fast. I know we're running late for a break. Radio Ron's Michigan State, is at Alaska Airlines Field to take on Washington. Both teams are 2-0. The line right now is for Washington at -3.5. You got good news or bad news for your boss, the owner of this radio station, Radio Ron?
Well, fortunately, I happen to believe that Michigan State is a very good football team, and I also think that the AP poll agrees with me. There's a reason they're ranked 11. I'm not just making this up.
Why is it so close against an unranked team?
Part of it is playing on the road. Part of it is that Washington has looked good. Not great, but really, really good. And when you play a really, really good team on the road in college football, a sport where crazy things tend to happen all the time, you start to see a lot of those big bettors looking for the upset there. But Mel Tucker's the head coach, and Mel Tucker is not somebody who's going to allow his team to be upset. That's just something that he's simply not going to do. That guy is a disciplinarian. Herm Edwards is. I think we've had that conversation about 500,000 times. But Mel Tucker, he's only been the coach for a little while. But what he's done in the time that he's been there is turn around a Michigan State program almost immediately. And he's made them tough as nails, play tough defense. And oh, by the way, when they run the football, that is something that is absolutely scary for a lot of teams. And Washington could struggle in that particular front.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have for Keon Rose's college mime party, because there's no dancing.
Yeah,
just like, I don't know. Or what would you call it? Speech party. I don't know what this was. Boy, you got to find some better music.
College football lecture. I tried everything that said disco was either not disco like the last one or just sucked.
Well, disco sucks.
Yeah,
but like Ralph.
But like the music that Randy plays is not bad. The music the music that's showing up on the YouTube is so much worse. So much worse.
We better work on that for the next time. But in the meantime, let's take a break. There's a lot of people on the text line that has a lot to say about Keon Rose's college football non-dance party. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
So DraftKings Sportsbook asked me, Kevin Hart, actor, comedic rock star, and lifelong Eagles fan, go Birds, to fill you in on their latest offer. New customers can now bet $5 on the NFL and get 200 in free bets instantly. Hold up, wait a minute. Not only do I get 200, win or lose, but I get it instantly? Come on, DraftKings. You're not going to make me work for it? Sweat it out for at least a minute? Feel some extra bumps in my chest while the game's going on? You're crazy, DraftKings. Crazy.
Get action you can count on at DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now. Use promo code BET1580. Bet $5 on any NFL team and get 200 in free bets instantly. That's promo code BET1580 at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. 21 plus, Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP. One per new customer. Minimum $5 deposit and wager. $200 issued is 8 $25 free bets. Restrictions apply. See terms at DraftKings.com/sportsbook.
Dell Technologies' semi-annual sale has arrived, and it's time to upgrade to the latest business technology. Save big on laptops and desktops with Windows 11 Pro. Plus, get amazing deals on server, storage, and cloud solutions, as well as top work accessories, including docks, monitors, and more. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL for special business offers during our semi-annual sale.
As a kid, we all loved hopping on our bikes and hitting the road.
I'll be back for dinner. See ya.
Well, bikes just got reinvented for us big kids. If you haven't tried an electric bike, you have no idea what you're missing. Hit the road, the trails, or the beach by pedaling or not pedaling.
It's like being a kid all over again. Why not start with the best? Hemingway e-bikes are the best fat tire electric bikes sold online. Since 2017, Hemingway is known for durability, price, safety, and fun. Hemingway is the long-range e-bike experts, taking you faster and farther on a single charge. Hemingway sells direct to the consumer and ships right to your home and has over 2,000 five-star reviews. Choose from 7 models, all with an unprecedented 2-year warranty. Find out why over 50,000 customers call Hemingway the best e-bike there is. Go to HemingwayEbike.com. That's HMIIWAY ebike.com. Use promo code FANATIC and save $100. Go to HemingwayEbike.com.
Remember last year when you wanted to hear that NFL matchup, but you couldn't because you were at your nephew's birthday party and the Fanatic couldn't stream the NFL on their app? Didn't that suck? Well, those days are over, pal. Now you can listen live to every primetime NFL game on the Fanatic app. Download the app now at the Google Play Store or the App Store, or at 1580thefanatic.com.
Right, it's the Daily Blender, and we're here to whip your ears ass. That's right. Okay, we're not like that. We're here to whip your ears ass. What am I even saying? Hey.
It's a Friday show.
So Keon Rose just got done doing his college football dance party. A lot of people had a lot to say, but because I was having to play the Randy part, I didn't get to read the text. So let's get caught up on the text line with some college football stuff. And I know Ralph had some stuff to say. Ralph was just like, a couple of things that Keon was saying. King of Kittens, I promise you we're going to get back to that. Randy's Chuckle says, in front of a nun, I'd say, I'd rather say FSU than say, go Gamecocks. Good point. Yeah. Let's see here. Last Optimist says, my dog died from ass cancer at 12. Then my best friend from high school was killed by it at age 35. Get your butt scope, people. Yes, get your butt scope. You are correct. That is absolutely right. Natty Daddy says, I'm ready for some college football. Won tickets from the morning show today for the ASU game tomorrow. Never been to a Sun Devils game. Should be fun. Thanks again, 1580. Well, Natty Daddy is one of our newer listeners here. And also, if you've never been to Sun Devil Stadium, you might probably want an umbrella. I don't know where you're sitting. You're going to get kind of hot there at first, or just know that you're going to get hot. Don't wear a black t-shirt. Keon, you've sat in these seats, haven't you?
I have.
Is the sun's going to go down at an appropriate time for old Natty Daddy, right?
Yeah, it
will be okay by 7.
Yeah, once you get to the second quarter, you're fine.
Yeah,
just
Natty Daddy, you're
just
going to
appropriately in the first quarter.
You're probably going to die. Twitty says, why isn't the college football dance party hosted by Jeffrey or Randy? He says, because we all know these white guys can't dance. He's not wrong. Here's the thing. I can't dance very well, but men, this is something I can't stress enough. I can't stress this enough. If your woman asks you to dance with her, you get up and dance with her. You don't play tough guy. Oh, dance. You just dance with her. And keep in mind, nobody's looking at you. They're looking at her anyway. And everybody else looks stupid. So you just get up there and kind of do your little thing there. I'm pretty good dancing up here. It's just the feet. I never know what to do with my feet.
I'm the same.
You know
way.
what I'm saying?
No beat has ever made it down to my legs, unfortunately. So like, as long as I can be, and
then goes Keon, basically shattering Twidiot stereotype. Thank you very much. He can't dance either. Anyway, I'm just saying, you do it though. You get up and you do it. You don't. You're not gonna get hurt. It's not gonna hurt you. Oh, you look stupid. Well, everybody looks stupid. That's the point of it. You just get up there and you do it. And I'll tell you what, you're gonna get. Well, I don't know if any kids are listening, but it's going to be effective.
You're gonna get what?
You might want to have happen.
You might win.
Well, I don't know. Can you explain that?
Things. Okay. There's a daddy bee, and then there's a bird. That,
your
Ralph,
night could end in a W. That's all I'm saying.
There you go. I'm just saying. You just say yes. You say yes. That's it, and you'll be surprised how few times in your life it's actually going to happen and come up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Here's a little secret. Women a lot of the times want stuff that they don't think they can have. And if they know that you're going to jump right up and dance with them at any time, here's the other thing. They might be like, oh my God, this guy can't dance at all. And they want to ask you. Well, I'm just saying all the way around, be smart. Jump up and dance. If she says, hey, honey, let's dance. Just do it. Just do it.
If she's into you, even if you dance poorly, it's charming.
Randy White just woke up. He's like, Randy White's like, whip your ears ass? That's right. You're as sad. You didn't think of it first, Randy. He's going to have a promo. 1580 The Fanatic. We're here to whip your ears ass.
Oh, he's going to make it epic, too.
It doesn't have to make sense, but it's epic. Big George says, hello, gentlemen. Happy Friday. Ralph is a USC fan until they get their asses handed to him by ASU later this year.
Yeah, right.
Oh no.
Yeah,
to be fair to Ralph, Ralph told me he was a USC fan last year when things weren't going.
That's
right.
Well.
So I'll give him that.
No, I remember he did actually say that for now. He also doesn't believe my story about Waxahachie, Texas is true. Well, no kidding. Beer Nut says, don't be bad mouthing Texas. Or that's right. Beer Nuts is from Texas. Well, there's a reason you're from Texas, right, Beer Nuts? Baker's Cocky Hen says BYU is a different beast at home, and Baylor didn't blow. Baylor did blow that game. I gotta say, Texas wins Big 12 if they can stay healthy at quarterback.
Well, they're already unhealthy at quarterback, so that's part of my my calculation there. But look, if Quinn Ewers is back in time for Red River, then they've got a shot. But they have to beat Oklahoma to change some things, because last year they blew that giant lead over Oklahoma, and then Steve Sarkisian said he never got the team back after that. So I think that there are some demons that need to be exercised there before I start talking about Texas and winning the Big 12.
Kiss the Cook says, why is Seattle Ralph there? Is he always there on Friday? No, he came in today to hang out with us because Randy couldn't be here. But Ralph is always supposed to be with us in studio on Thursdays. He just can't seem to find his way to the studio. So we got to go on that stupid Zoom thing.
Yeah.
Let's see. Boomer Sooner says, he says, that was awesome. Upside down horns, talking about my Waxahachie. And he says,
oh, okay. All right.
Keon, you're nuts. He says, I hope Harbaugh loses. The aftermath would be epic.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's going to lose. I'm saying every time Harbaugh loses, it is the single most hilarious thing that ends up happening in any week that I'm in. It's just he doesn't lose gracefully. They're favored by 47.5. It would be particularly sweet and funny if he lost.
Lost Toby says, Ralph is in studio and he still has to text in to get his opinions in. Well,
what the hell?
He's right here. He can talk.
He's been talking.
He was politely letting Keon do his thing. Well, Ralph, go ahead. What were some of the things that you maybe took issue with during Keon Rose's college football dance party?
I actually didn't take much issue with what he had to say. I thought everything he said was very well said, and he made some very good points. I don't think I didn't agree with was the Big 12 piece, but yeah, I mean that was really it. I mean, the rest of it.
And look, you ask 10 people who's going to win the Big 12?
Right.
You get 10 different.
You'll get 10 different. I mean, I'm in Oklahoma a lot now, and everybody up there is all about Oklahoma, right? So they think they're going to win. I don't think they are, but they don't listen to this show, so I can say that. But,
nobody listens to this show. Right?
But I will say here's my observation about college football this year, which is kind of ironic, is Lincoln Riley. If you look at what's going on at USC, and not just as a USC fan, but if you just watch what's going on, it reminds me a lot of when Pete Carroll came to SC. That energy is back. There's a lot of things going on there. They're starting to recruit at a higher level. I think, unfortunately for ASU fans, you're going to see SC on the national stage here probably by next year. They're number 7 right now. I don't think they're ready to win a national championship, but in the next 2 years, I think they will be. So that's my opinion.
Chief Skull says, "Hi, Ralph. Seattle sucks." Baker's Cocky Hens says, "I hope USC loses one game all year to Notre Dame, who sucks this year and keeps them out of the playoffs."
Yeah, no.
Probably not going to happen.
I don't see that happen.
You know, that rough start for Notre Dame. They're 0-3. It's never happened.
Yeah, and I would just say that Seattle is the number 1 seed in the NFC right now. So let's make sure we understand that.
Ralph is going to say that as many times as he can between now and next, Monday, because I'm sure he's not going to be able to keep saying.
Well, they'll be 2 games ahead of the Cardinals by Sunday.
Well, let me finish my sentence. Notre Dame is 0-3 for the first time under a new head coach. Let me finish that sentence before we get 60 texts going. Notre Dame's been 0-3 before. Yes, I know.
Ralph, you did not pick the Seahawks to win this game.
I did. I do think they win this.
No.
Yes.
No.
I know we're talking college right now, so I'll reserve the right for next hour, but absolutely. I did.
Oh, boy. Let's see here. Rough Rob says, "Ralph is such a bandwagon fan now. I bet he likes Oklahoma." Baker's Cocky Hen says, "Ralph is right about USC, though." Fifth Letter says, "Absolutely right, Ralph. Fight on." Oh, dear God. I didn't know there's so many people out there.
Well, we got a bunch of Laker fans, so you have to think we got a bunch of USC.
You can see it happening. I'm telling you guys. You watch.
Big George says, "Keon, Notre Dame is not 0-3.
0-2.
0-2, my bad."
He's just projecting forward past this week, George.
Yeah,
Hefty Lefty says, "Dancing the tango could lead to the horizontal mambo later," if you know what I mean. We got the point earlier. I think we all understood what that all meant about if you dance with her, she'll probably, and you give her a diamond, she pretty much has to. Bruno Baller says, "I imagine Randy could use a 6-pack of Coors Light and a pizza right about now." I'm sure he could, but more than likely after a colonoscopy, he feels like that chicken that had the beer can right there. I'm kidding. It's not out. We're scaring people. A colonoscopy, you'll never even know it happened if you get knocked out. Just say, "Please knock me out." And then that's what I did. They knocked me out. Not only did they do my colonoscopy in there, they did the prostate check while I was out. No idea what that's like. I got to sleep through it. So I'm going, no, it's like this. Isn't it like this?
Oh, gosh.
What is this? What?
That
grabbing the
this part?
prostrate. This is something totally different, which you can't talk about, but this is the prostrate.
Wait.
Haven't you ever had somebody just take their hand and go, rip?
No.
You haven't had that exam? I had it. It was not pleasant.
That's what I'm saying. I always thought it was like, I've always described it, having not had it, as the cleaning the peanut butter out of the jar.
There's no peanut butter. There's a big hand. I mean, it's horrible. You got to look at your doctor's hands.
More than one finger?
Oh, sometimes they get two in there.
Or
it just depends on who you are.
Seem like it?
It felt like 3 or 4 in there, to be honest with you.
That seems wrong.
I've never had a colonoscopy. I have to do that. Obviously, I'm at that age now, but
it was always 2 in the pink, one in the stink. What? It's supposed to be 1.
No, it ain't.
No, you're lying.
I wish I was.
Definitely.
I'm looking at his face right now.
I wish I was.
I am horrified.
I was horrified. I was like, move, river. I mean, low.
Well, maybe things back there on you are bigger than they are on other people, and they needed to just like kind of like you ever see the thing where they're birthing the calf and the whole arm goes in there?
That's what it feels like. Imagine that.
Oh, this show took a turn.
Yeah.
Oh, it took a turn.
Doctor with wide hands and short fingers. He's getting up there. That was exactly what I sounded like.
Yeah, I'm getting knocked out every time. I'm just going to get knocked out every time. Fifth Letter says,
there you go.
"Jeffrey, I heard you got the procedure done twice, back to back, at your request." Yeah. Chief Skull says, "Supposed to be 1 up there. If you have more than 1, you might be at the wrong office, Ralph."
No, the guy was pretty happy about it. I'll tell you that.
They lean over in your ear and say, "Hey, what are you doing later?"
Yeah, he actually wanted to buy me dinner.
There you go.
So,
well, at least that then.
Yeah, I'll take the dinner. I needed it. So
Hefty Lefty says, "Every man should get that first prostate exam by age 50, the latest. 40 years old if you got a family history of prostate cancer." I don't have a family history of it, but yeah. And then every 5 years after that?
I think so. I think it's 5.
Okay.
Just get it done.
That means I'm going in at 40.
You have a lot to look forward to.
Enjoy.
Oh boy.
See, you gotta look at it from that perspective. It's gotta be a positive thing, like, I can't wait. Yeah. You gotta get yourself psyched up for it and then say, knock me the bleep out.
Yeah. With a hammer.
I got 8 years to prepare.
Is there, if they won't knock you out, you show up drunk. That's the only way. Baker's Cocky Hen says colonoscopy is easy because you're knocked out. Yeah. Fingers up there while I'm awake. Yeah, at least give me a pudding pop or something first.
I know somebody that did a colonoscopy completely awake.
Were they trying to win a bet? Why?
They couldn't take the anesthesia stuff because they were allergic to a lot of the things in it. So they had to do it awake. And it was they toughed it out. I mean, yeah. So imagine that.
You wouldn't make eye contact with anybody for 3 weeks.
You wouldn't use your camera ever again.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Bruno Baller says, not sure if you're forgetting, but those Mormons from BYU actually won a national championship back in the early 80s, I believe.
They did.
I didn't say Mormons can't play sports. It's just not right now, right? They're not very good right now.
Well, BYU is pretty decent.
Okay.
I mean, they're 12th. It's not a fluke that they've beaten the teams they've beaten.
I'm just thinking about the other school. Big George says Notre Dame is 0-2. Thank you, George. We've worked that out. Silly Wabbit says, is Jeffrey's colon doctor a sponsor of this program? No, but I was so glad he had small hands. Hefty Lefty says, John Mulaney has a great bet on getting a prostate check. The noise he makes is hilarious. Randy White says, you're in trouble if the doc lights up a cigarette after you wake up from the exam. How you doing?
Oh, Randy.
Rough Rob says colonoscopies and prostate checks happen all the time in prison. King Kitten says, unless you're Katie Couric, I don't believe a colonoscopy is a procedure that you get done while you're awake. I've had one, and I can't read the rest of the way you said that. King Kittens. God, Lord, we need to move on. Oh, look, it's time for a break. You know what? By God, when we come back, let's just talk some NFL football. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
If you're an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits and the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears Radio Hour. In the show, we try to teach the tools, rules, and strategies that traders and investors need to do better with their wealth and portfolio income. But most of the time, an hour is just not long enough. At Online Trading Academy, we believe that the average person should be given the tools, rules, and strategies that Wall Street's elites have been using for years to outperform others. Are you one of the millions that have recently established a trading account? Or have you always wanted to trade or take a more active role in guarding and growing your own wealth, but have not had the know-how or confidence? We want to invite you out to a complimentary 3-hour power trading and investing workshop, where you'll learn what it is that the professionals use to limit their risks and maximize their possible gains in both trading and investing. To register, call 8448-TRADER. That's 844-887-2337, or text the word stocks to 25029. Again, that's stocks to 25029. Reserve your seat now.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Progressive Snapshot can save you money based on how you drive and how much you drive. So the safer you drive, the more money you could save. Now, if you didn't hear that because you were looking at your phone while driving, let me say it again. Seriously, put down your phone. That is so unsafe. If you didn't do stuff like use your phone while driving, you could save money with Progressive Snapshot. But saving or not, just put it down. And if you did hear it the first time because you weren't looking at your phone, nice work. You'd love Snapshot from Progressive because it rewards safe drivers. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California and North Carolina or from all agents.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports.
It's the Daily Blender. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and I just realized, Ralph, take a look behind you. Hey, just look over your the other shoulder, other way there. See that thing, that giant thing there? If you're watching on YouTube, there's a giant foam finger right behind Ralph, and it looks like it's going, the doctor will see you now. Randy, I guess, is coming out of his procedure just fine if he's texting into this show. And he'll be back with us on Monday. Chief Skoll says, I believe if you go in for a prostate exam, you must survey your doctor first. One, to make sure that they're female. Two, to make sure that they have very skinny fingers. I'm just going to have a colonoscopy every time. How often do you have to have the old prostate checked? How many times? How's that? You're older than me, Ralph. How much does that going to happen?
I'm not older than you.
No, you're way older than me.
No, don't think so.
Come on, Grandpa. Just get together and answer the question.
I think it depends on your family history. If you have a history of prostate cancer, I think it's every 5 years. I think without it, it's every 10.
Yes. Then I'll just do it during colonoscopies every time.
But they can also do it yearly.
They ain't going to do me yearly. I've already decided. Actually, I think I'm older than you, Ralph, aren't
I? How old are you?
I ain't telling you nothing.
Why not?
I'll tell you right. I'm going to be 52 on Halloween.
Oh, I'm older than you.
I knew you were way older than me.
I'm 56.
You are not 56.
I am absolutely 56.
Wow.
I look great, though.
I didn't realize that. So with the limited time you have, is there anything you want to say? Because I feel like looking at you health-wise, you could go at any minute. I feel bad now not letting you talk more.
Yeah.
Damn.
Ageism. Like to file a complaint. I've been called ass cancer and I've been ageist. No, it's just horrible.
All right, fine. We'll call you AC for short. How's that?
Yes.
Dropping the Soap says, hey, how do you think I got my texter nickname? That's a good point. Hefty Lefty says, are we going to talk NFL now, or is this whole organ recital continuing into third hour? Joe the Show says, I like an honorary beer pour for Randy, the bitch pigeon slayer, for his courage and bravery. Hear, hear. Everybody have a drink to Randy White right now. Baker's Cocky Hen says, they also had Jim McMahon as quarterback, and pretty sure he was either not Mormon or not actively practicing, from his reputation.
Yeah, you can go to BYU if you're not Mormon. You just have to sign a document that says you're going to follow all of the rules and stuff while you're on campus. So they have worship services that they want the students to go to. You're saying you're going to go to that. You're not going to drink. You're not going to, all of the things that Mormons do.
Jim McMahon violated everything on that list, and probably everyone that he could.
I'm sure he did, but he also never got caught.
Mm-hmm. Lacrosse guy says, gents, happy Friday. Sad to say this, but this will be my last lacrosse TV update till February. Was that a thing we were doing? PLL championship this Sunday, noon on ABC. And yes, it's on an actual network. But of course, it's up against the NFL. So that was real smart. Sorry, lacrosse guy.
Yeah, next time they ought to put it on like a Tuesday. They just clear out the schedule, guys.
At least Saturday we up against college. Yeah, there's no good day. Scratch Me Because says, if you think a colonoscopy is bad, I had to have a no, I'm not reading that.
I really wanted to know.
No, you start putting stents in your pee hole. I'm done.
Whoa.
I'm out.
Whoa.
And he was awake.
Yikes.
Twice. Damn you, Scratch Me Because.
Oh.
Let's talk about anything, dear God, anything. One last little bit of college stuff. This is something I saw, and I guess all the rules are out the window, or I guess this was never. It doesn't seem recruiting. I thought in college, old coach shows up at your house, you let him in. Your mom gives him a drink of A&W root beer and maybe some cookies, and you guys talk. He wows you and promises the moon, the stars, and everything, and that player signs with the team. I thought that was pretty much the way this all worked. But then I see this, your school, Texas, dropped $280,000 for one recruiting visit for Arch Manning and 8 other players. And, what the hell are they doing for $280,000? Are they just handing them money every time they say something that seems interesting? It's like, here's 10,000. I mean, what is all this money for, Keon?
I'll go ahead and give you the breakdown right now because
because this is silly.
And when you get the breakdown, I wish that the breakdown was going to make more sense.
Does
It will
Steve
not.
Sarkisian get it? Is it like a whole Patino thing? Is he getting hookers? Is that what's happening here?
No, that's not what's happening. But the thing that is happening is still not going to make any sense. All right, so here it is.
Okay.
So first off, we've got $21,000 on travel for the recruits and their families that including airfare. So it was one recruiting visit, but there was more than one recruit.
Like distant family too? Why is that? That's a lot of.
Look, I have. That's what they chose to do.
All right.
$46,000 on 34 hotel rooms at the Four Seasons in Austin.
That's a lot of hotel rooms.
$17,000.
8 recruits came with 34 hotel rooms.
Well, since they were allowed to apparently bring any family that wanted to show up. Yes,
this is stupid.
$17,000 on a lunch buffet on Friday, which defeats the purpose of a buffet, in my opinion. But whatever.
They couldn't get KFC.
I mean, Golden Corral won't cost you $17,000 anyway. Whatever. $1,800 on custom cakes and other snacks in each recruit's hotel room.
Like a picture of them printed on the cake kind of thing.
I think so. Yeah, they were like personalized.
I couldn't believe you could do that now. There's like a laser icing printer. It'll do a photograph on a cake for you. Why am I the only one who's astounded by this?
It's been around,
for
a
a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't order a lot of cakes.
I don't think I've ever ordered a cake, but I have seen some of the
used to be a fun thing you could do if you wanted some free cake. You'd call up and say, hey, I need a cake that says Happy Bar Mitzvah Louie, and I need it in 30 minutes. You show up, they never spell bar mitzvah right because it's Arizona. Nobody knows. And you're like, that's not how you spell bar mitzvah. Half price cake, sometimes free. This is back in the 80s. I don't know if you can get away with that now.
That's one
spell
way to
check
do it.
and Google and everything.
Yes, like someone could just easily open their phone and just go, you know what? I was gonna give away a free cake, and now I don't have to.
So now there's cakes, airfare, hotel rooms. That still doesn't feel like $280,000.
No, because we're not done. $3,300 on speaker rentals for photo shoots at Darrell K. Royal Stadium.
Speaker rentals?
Yeah, so they were going to do the photo shoot, so they get the recruits all in the uniforms, the Texas uniforms, so they can feel
photo
it.
Shoot.
Yes, but then they blast the music so that you can pose to the.
Oh my God.
I'm not even kidding. That's a real thing that happens. $29,000 on a dinner buffet at Darrell K. Royal Stadium that included a flatware rental, drinks, and an ice sculpture. $11,000 on an open bar for the recruits' parents. Another hotel buffet at 2 a.m. with $10,000 on a breakfast buffet on Saturday, $9,400 on a trip to Topgolf for 75 total guests.
The Topgolf, I paid about that much for just 4 kids.
Yeah, so they actually managed to save money there.
They got a coupon or something.
Yeah. $36,000 on dinner at Fork Steakhouse that included 46 7-ounce lobsters, 34 bone-in ribeyes, 26 8-ounce fillets, 17 New York strip steaks, sea bass, chicken, fried lobster, lobster mac and cheese, and more. I don't even know what the and more could be because that just seems like you should have fed everybody at that point.
Yeah.
$2,300 on an hour-long boat cruise on Lady Bird Lake that included dessert from Amy's Ice Cream.
1 hour?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How much was that?
$2,300.
Oh,
that's one of the cheaper things.
I thought you said 23,000.
And then $31,000 for another bar tab for the parents at the West Austin Hotel.
So my son is a hell of an athlete. He's all over the place in the football field right now. He's a wide receiver, getting touchdown after touchdown. He's playing as a safety or cornerback. He's killing people. And like that Reed kid, he's kicking the ball. He thought, just might be funny. And so when he starts getting recruited, I'm going to tell him, you keep your mouth shut. You keep your mouth shut. Don't make any commitments. We're going on every recruiting invitation trip we can get, because listen to what you get. And I mean, I'm going to spend so much time on these trips. I'm going to quit my job just to go and have all this food, fun, and whatnot.
And I hope he gets recruited by Texas, by USC, by Miami. These schools with just boatloads of cash to burn and nothing to do with it except recruit athletes. That's going to be a nice time for you.
Otherwise, it'll be like my son, who got basically his airfare paid for. that was his recruiting expense.
Yeah, like I hope he doesn't get recruited by like South Dakota State or something. Like it's just, that's not going to work.
$250. Well, I mean, we'll see where my son is when he graduates. From high school. He's a freshman right now. I'll be able to tell if the talent level requires me to at least go on a 6-month sabbatical visiting all of those schools, or if I was just to say, well, have a good time. Let me know how it goes.
If he gets recruited by Texas A&M or Texas, I mean, those schools have oil money and they're not afraid to spend it.
Well, do you see they spent another $350,000 on another weekend for 14 recruits? Texas did. So $600,000.
This is the most money they've ever spent on recruiting, apparently. But part of it was one of those recruiting groups included Arch Manning.
Arch Manning is probably worth it. Probably worth it. This all seems kind of criminal almost, doesn't it?
It
just
seems
silly.
insane. Yeah.
All right. Well, so I saw that. I was just not sure. So basically, we're learning your school's filthy, filthy rich.
Oil money. Oil money.
Yeah. Scratch me because says, his dad, Cooper Manning, it looks like this is a guy who drinks a lot. Yeah, he probably did run up that tab. Big George says, why is Keon reading a list of all the expenses for Jeffrey's bachelor party? Chief Skull says, Jeffrey, that recruiting budget is solely because of inflation. If you believe that, I got swampland for you in Florida. Hefty Lefty says 8 escorts for the weekend. That would probably be a lot less than 280,000, and you'd still get the kids. Well, for the parents or the kids? Okay,
you just as long as the NCAA doesn't come and drop the hammer on you later.
Beer Nut says hook 'em. Watermelon says, hey Jeffrey, both my grandfathers passed away before I was born. Can you ask Ralph if he would be my grandpa? Maybe we could watch a game or go fishing or something. Oh, Ralph, you are old. And
do I look 56?
Listen,
if I wouldn't have told you that, you would have never known that.
I wouldn't have believed you. I would have gone.
Not a day over 65.
Clean living, baby. Clean living.
I would have taken the under on 56.
Yeah.
Twitty says, I think Rainy City bitch pigeons is demeaning. We should refer to them as the Emerald City bitch pigeons.
Either way.
Joe the Show says BYU may have stringent policies for acceptance, but if you're into your sister, makes total sense.
Oh no.
Wow.
Yeah, with that, we're changing the subject.
Yeah.
So your Lakers suck. You know that, right, Ralph?
No, not at all.
They suck. They suck right now. They sucked last year. They're going to suck again this year.
No.
But they got a pain in the ass. A pain in the ass player is Schroeder. Dennis Schroeder was a kind of a pain. He's a pesky player, but he's also streaky when it comes to play. But at one point, the Lakers were like, hey, buddy, what do you say? Let's make it official. How about 4 years, $80 million? And he said, you could do better.
I could bet on myself.
No, we can't do better. Yeah, then I'm going to bet on myself. And then he got $9 million. and then after his play, the Lakers came back around and said, hey, buddy, how do you feel about $2.5 million?
Smart.
Okay. Well, okay. We'll take it.
That means the Lakers are smart.
Sometimes when you bet on yourself, you lose. That does happen.
The Lakers like to surround themselves with dumb people.
Yeah, well, they can shoot.
Palinka.
$2.64 million for 14 points a game. I'll take that.
If you actually get that from him this
What he
time
did
around.
last year, year before 15.
Yeah, we shall see. Jake the Snake says ASU has to step their game up. Yeah, Herm Edwards was having people during COVID. That was his game.
Yeah, that's not the same. It's not the same, Herm.
You have to wear the mask. You have to wear the mask. Welcome to ASU. All right, that's it. 2 hours down and 1 to go. Let's get knee deep in some NFL fun when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Hi, Jada Cantor here, Desert Wholesale Diamond. I'm Diamond Dave's daughter. For over 31 years, my dad has been importing directly from overseas and building beautiful rings for clients, all at wholesale prices. How can he do what no one else can? He grew up in my grandpa's 22-store chain, starting part-time at age 13. And when he sold to the big chains, my dad started his own company in 1990. No one else with the fourth-generation connections, in-house importing, and design opens their office to individuals but him. He loves offering expertise to you so you can get a true wholesale deal and propose with the ring you never imagined possible. It's amazingly rewarding, and so many of his clients become friends. If you had a friend that could offer you a true wholesale deal on a diamond, wouldn't you call him? Well, now you do. My dad, Diamond Dave.
Call Diamond Dave at 480-397-2450 or reach him on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's Kantor, or visit him online at diamonddaveaz.com. That's diamonddaveaz.com.
So DraftKings Sportsbook asked me, Kevin Hart, actor, comedian, comedic rock star, and lifelong Eagles fan, Go Birds, to fill you in on their latest offer. New customers can now bet $5 on the NFL and get 200 in free bets instantly. Hold up, wait a minute. Not only do I get 200 win or lose, but I get it instantly? Come on, DraftKings. You're not going to make me work for it? Sweat it out for at least a minute? Feel some extra bumps in my chest while the game's going on? You're crazy, DraftKings. Crazy.
Get action you can count on at DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now. Use promo code BET1580. Bet $5 on any NFL team and get 200 in free bets instantly. That's promo code BET1580 at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. 21 plus, Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP. One per new customer. Minimum $5 deposit and wager. $200 issued is 8 $25 free bets. Restrictions apply. See terms at DraftKings.com/sportsbook.
Man, I slept.
New ZQuil Pure Z's Restorative Herbal Sleep is made for people who are tired of being tired.
I've never slept like this before. I've never woken up like this before.
A melatonin-free sleep aid made with a botanical blend that contains clinically studied and effective valerian root, hops, and passion flower, shown to help promote better restorative sleep. ZQuil Pure Z's Restorative Herbal Sleep. Sleep this good, feel this good. Available at retailers near you.
There's no doubt that Harman Solar can save you up to 85% on your monthly electric bill. That's a fact. Bruce Jacobs here. But did you know it's possible to get solar for $0 down and no payments for 12 months? You can lease, finance, or even purchase outright. They have plans that fit everybody. Harman Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harman Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time. Time for what?
No time.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it is 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, not alongside Randy White. He will be back with us on Monday. We got Ralph from Harman Solar here, though. Also, Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar studio in Scottsdale. And maybe it's all right that Randy's not here to talk about the Arizona Cardinals and, you know, what happened last week in this upcoming game against the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, remind me of your picks, boys. I say Raiders will win this game. Ralph, I know you've just got the poison tongue, so you're going to say the Raiders will beat the Cardinals, right? If only his microphone was on.
Yes, Raiders.
Yeah,
Thanks,
Keon, where'd you go? I can't remember you.
I went Raiders as well.
Yeah, we all did.
Yeah, Randy didn't. Randy picked the Arizona Cardinals, and I don't know.
He should. That's his team, and his rants are epic. So, you know.
So here's the thing, though. Cliff Kingsbury, remember he said he's like, oh, we're not practicing with enough intensity as we should, and it's like, well, if only there was a guy with a whistle and a clipboard. And you can help with that. And if the practices are bad, I put that on the coach. And the other part of that is we kind of realize the aged nature of the Arizona Cardinals means there's a lot of veterans taking Veteran Day off. So of course you want to have cohesive practices. But I'm going to say, if you lose a game, there are no Veteran Days off the next week. You would think, right?
You would think, yeah.
So everything's okay. Cliff Kingsbury came out and said, we've been having much more focused and intentional practices. I think our guys understand how far we have to go in a short time to be competitive. They're focused. We had a good week. I'm sure you gave them juice boxes and orange slices, and it felt like a good week. But man, and even Kyler Murray, just making sure the cameras could see him doing what we all complained he didn't do. Come on, guys, we can do it.
Doesn't it feel like everything there is forced, from the head coach to the Kyler Murray? It's like they're trying to play this game to get people to stop saying the things they're saying.
No, I don't think
what it looked like to me.
I don't think Kyler was faking, but I think that he was trying to be different.
It's forced, though. It's not who he is.
It's not.
It's players are sitting there going, yeah, or going, dude, shut up.
It may not be who he is, but I would prefer Kyler Murray get into the habit of doing it anyway, because that being a little bit vocal, you don't have to be entirely, but being a little bit vocal is part of the job.
Too late. We know who you are.
Maybe, but if you plan on, look, he got a big contract. You plan on being the quarterback of this team for the next 5-6 years. The people coming in may not know who you are, and they should probably know you're the guy that fires people up. That's just,
It's like when you were sitting there in class and you had a mean teacher, and somebody's parent must have complained or something happened, and then suddenly they come in, hi class, how are you? You're like, we're not buying it. Not buying it. And I think all the players in that team, and you can't wait, Keon. You can't wait until you have turnover. Hey, we got new players. They're going to buy his bull crap.
That's what I'm saying. Don't wait. Start now.
It's too late.
It's done. It can't be too late, because
the vision of Kyler Murray pouting is in everybody's head.
He's still got to try. You cannot sit there and go, well, they saw me pout in the past, so I guess I'll just keep on pouting. You've got to.
He's got to try, but nobody should buy it.
Okay, and maybe if nobody buys it, then that's the worst case scenario. But the best case scenario is if you're able to win a game or two. If you say, hey guys, come on, and you bring them back, you might start to win back the locker room that
way. I'm going
to
give you that. He has to try. I agree. He has to try. But let's talk about Kingsbury. The amount of stupidity that comes out of that guy's mouth.
That I can't defend.
He's an absolute moron.
I've never heard a coach say in my whole life, well, we could have practiced harder for week 1 of an NFL season.
How does this guy get an extension on his
contract?
contract?
All you've had time to do is practice leading up to that moment.
The only thing you needed to be doing all offseason was watching film on Pat Mahomes and figuring out how to slow that guy down. And maybe you don't actually do it. But you know what you don't say at the end of that? Well, if we practiced harder, we might have had a chance.
He seems so disconnected. It's not even funny, right? It's just like he's completely disconnected from reality as a head coach. That's what I think. So
makes you wonder if Michael Bidwell is kidnapped. And hear me out. And because, all these things that get to keep happening, and because he's not a dumb man. He just doesn't understand the business of football like you would hope he would, because straight down the line, there's just a bunch of people who don't know what the hell they're talking about or doing.
I've just seen it. I've seen it with a lot of owners where they have people who don't know what they're doing. There's a lot of incompetence, but because they are close with these people. And, from the years I have, covering and watching the Falcons, Arthur Blank is this same way. Arthur Blank is a nice man. He is an intelligent,
loyal,
but he hangs on to coaches and people far longer than he ever should. And part of it was he would develop relationships and he'd hate to fire him.
Well, I think Michael Bidwell has done that same thing. He's a very loyal person. And even in spite of all the glaring bad, there's enough good that he sees or has experienced where then he trusts them when they give him their BS excuses. Because for Cliff Kingsbury, I mean, the rest of us get it. Why doesn't Keim and or Bidwell get it? That is like the worst thing you can hear a head coach say.
Well, Keim can't because Keim hired the coach. So if you're telling me,
I think Keim it's an inside job, damn it. I'm trying to explain that to you. The Bidwell doesn't know what's happening. I don't think he gets it. He so much trusts these guys that he shuts out all the noise, like weird noise right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
He shuts out all the noise and he's buying the BS that's being fed to him. So that is why a Keim is allowed to continue to exist years after he should have been gone.
What happens this year when they go 8-8 or whatever the record is, 8-9 or
depends on how good Keim and Kingsbury can spin a yarn.
I mean, the only time I seen them move fast was that one coach. I don't remember his name, but was there for 1 year and they booted him out quick.
Yeah.
He was horrendous.
He didn't have a chance to be horrendous. He was just gone.
I can't remember his name.
He was. He was just there.
He was just there right before Kingsbury.
Wilkes, Steve Wilkes.
Yeah.
He didn't have a chance to be horrendous, and he was given not a good quarterback in retrospect, with which to not be horrendous. So I mean,
Josh Rosen era.
The fix was in on that poor guy. Pinocchio says Mitch Trubisky versus Bill Belichick defense equals 4 interceptions. Could be.
And a bunch of sacks, probably. Yeah.
Chief Skull says Kyler Murray is already a little bit in general. We need him to be a lot a bit. There's nothing you can do about that. Jagdog says Kyler is as fake as my wife's breast. You shouldn't tell anybody.
That's TMI.
Wow. That's probably not appropriate.
I sure hope she's listening so that.
Yeah, Jagdog.
Why would you do that, man?
Well, maybe somebody else is enjoying them now and he's upset about it. I don't know.
Unless you're saying Kyler's as real as it gets. That's the only.
So just so you know, Rondale Moore, Andy Isabella, they are out for the Cardinals. Not sure that would have mattered much, to be honest. Let's see. Hollywood Brown, AJ Green, Greg Dortch, Andre Bacalia. I don't know who that is. They're healthy. So he's got some receivers this week that maybe he didn't have. No, he had all of them last week, didn't he? I'm trying to help. Trying to make it look better.
He had all of them last week.
Yeah, he did.
Sort of. He was missing Rondale Moore last week, and now you're going to be missing Andy Isabella too. So that's not particularly great. Like they were thin at receiver, and it's just getting worse. And D-Hop not being there doesn't help anything. And AJ Green's inability to get away from any defender ever is also not helping.
He's 90.
Yeah, it's not his fault, but like if you run him out there, that's going to affect your play calling.
I think the offensive coordinator of the Raiders is licking his chops right now, and so is Chandler Jones.
Chandler Jones is even admitted he's kind of strange. He's like, I used to run around with these guys. Now I got to prepare to play them. And he's like, I don't care. We got to get this win. It's not good to have Chandler Jones across the way from you when you're trying to find a W. Big George says he thinks that Kingsbury and Torey Lovello probably have the same agents. That would make sense.
I think we should try and figure out what their agents are and see if we can figure out how to get paid ourselves. Because that is, I mean, what Torey Lovello has done on a regular basis as the manager of the Diamondbacks is like crimes against baseball. Mm-hmm. And Cliff Kingsbury, as far as his role against football, is not much better.
Maybe they should wife swap. Maybe one could, Lovello can go ahead and he can coach the Cardinals. Yeah, and we can have Kingsbury coach the Diamondbacks. See what happens.
Well, there's no minor league for Torey Lovello to bring people up to the Cardinals and then trade them immediately from. So I don't know if he'd know what to do there, to be honest.
He doesn't know what he's doing now, so it won't be any different.
Yeah, I mean, look, Torey Lovello would be out there, and Kyler would have a 4-touchdown game going into the fourth quarter, and Lovello just pull him.
And they could talk baseball, right? So that'd be good.
Yeah, I think you're on to something, guys.
Yeah, they could talk baseball. You could put him at second. I mean, we'll figure it out.
So I gotta wonder, Ralph, can you be honst?
I'm always honest. Well, I'm usually honest.
You're a lot of times full of crap.
My wife's not listening, so go ahead.
Yeah, right.
I don't think she is.
So I'm going to ask you about Russell Wilson.
Okay.
A man who has done a lot for you
Yes.
and your team.
Yes.
A man you should appreciate. A quarterback that was the only bright spot for Seattle for many, many years.
I wouldn't say that, but yes, he was a bright
Well, I
spot.
just did.
Yeah,
With
I
my
know.
mouth,
That's
and
just
and
true.
it was the truth. And you know it.
Yeah, no.
So Russell Wilson, is he dumb?
Is he dumb?
Yeah.
No, I don't think he's dumb at all. I think he's a very intelligent person. Why would you say that?
Well, because Tyler Lockett, he was mic'd up for the game, and you watch this thing when he was talking, and he's like, oh man, Russell's using the same hand signals he used when he was with us. If you see this, he was like, it's a go, and he's like, he's running, it's a go, and it's like Russell Wilson hasn't changed his hand signals, so the guys in the defense are like, oh my god, we know exactly what he's about to do. So that's what I'm asking: is Russell Wilson dumb?
You know, Russell Wilson was an amazing player until he got married. And then he went downhill. And I just think his mind is somewhere else. He's trying.
Being married does make you dumb.
Well, it can. And for him, I think he's too busy trying to be some kind of a Hollywood star with his wife doing all the stupidities that they do. And it's really affected his game. And I don't know, why he would do something that stupid, because it is very stupid. But I'm glad he did it.
My wife says it's not the getting married that makes you dumb. It's when your wife has a baby and then you are not quite the same. It softens you. You're tired.
It does.
I'm like, I tell her, honey, these people have people to help with that. There's no way this guy's missed any bit of sleep. They got people for that when you're a bazillionaire. But she says, no, and there is something to be said about it. There's been lots of times we saw a drop off in Patrick Mahomes' game when they had kids. Patrick Peterson when he had, remember David, the running back, David,
Cardinal running back.
Yeah. 31.
Oh, yeah. I know you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He's out of the league, I think, by now.
Yeah, he is.
That guy, him and his girlfriend had a baby. There goes his game. So it ain't the marriage.
David
it's
Johnson.
the baby.
David Johnson.
David Johnson. We have a signed jersey of him downstairs in the workout room. Now you know why I can't remember his name.
Does that worth $3?
No, because it's in the workout room.
But it's probably.
I don't go in there.
What is that?
I've experienced this. You've experienced this, and there's truth to what your wife is saying. When we have children, it does change our outlook on things.
Well, I had to change diapers. I had to be up at the ass crack of whenever.
Let's not get crazy. I'm talking more emotionally. It does change us. We do start looking at things differently.
I'm pretty dead inside.
Our purpose changes. I think our purpose changes personally. I mean, my
purpose at the time was hoping to go do morning radio so I could get out of the damn house.
Yeah, I used to wear headphones to bed. So
dear Lord. Good Cat says, every time somebody mentions Andy Isabella, all I think about is the damn Cardinals could have figured a way to get DK Metcalf. No, at the time, you got to remember, I can't second guess even the worst guesses of Steve Keim. And what I mean is, the information on DK Metcalf was a back injury, and there was uncertainty about how he would be, and so you make your choice based on the best information you have in front of you. Of course, now it's easy to say, "Oh my God!" Although I think maybe the same draft, maybe it wasn't the draft where Dak Prescott. I was screaming at a TV in 2014, 15. Yeah. Take Dak Prescott to the Arizona Cardinals. I'm like, why would they let that guy go by? So, sometimes sometimes you don't know, but you go with the best information you have. And I can't fault anybody on draft picks, even when Michael Jordan went somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? It's just at the time you've got the information you have, you do the best you can. It's a crapshoot.
And with the Cardinals, especially, I don't want to come down too hard on the Cardinals because 8 other teams drafted wide receivers before they drafted DK Metcalf. Right. So they just didn't know what they were looking at with the dude because he was so big. And the idea that he couldn't run the full route tree, that was the whole thing. That was the whole talking point in that draft was DK. Can he run an out? Well, no, but it doesn't matter because he runs a deep post and he destroys whatever, corner standing in front of him. So what difference could it possibly make? But they overthought it, and then 8 dudes went in front of DK Metcalf, and that was obviously a mistake.
Good Cat says, remember, the Cards have a history of this. They pass on Adrian Peterson. Well, yeah, okay. They're bad at drafting.
But every team passes on a great player. That happens all the time. Look at Tom Brady when he got drafted, right? How many teams passed on him 5-6 times, right? So,
including the
once
Patriots.
The dude took his shirt off. Once the dude took his shirt off, it's like
a bunch of scouts just closed their notebooks and walked out. Yeah, just
look at Russell Wilson. He was third round too. I mean, people passed on him. They took Griffith. Robert Griffith got chosen before him.
Well, at the time, that did make more sense.
No, it really didn't. I mean, Russell Wilson was he was a heck of a projected player coming out of college.
I think they dinged him on height too at that point.
Yeah, they did. They dinged him on height.
Tell you what, though, when you see that picture of Tom Brady standing there with his shirt off, and you're thinking the only thing going on that shoulder is going to be a mailbag we can deliver the mail. He looks like a mail. Scratch me because says if the NFL and kids thing is true, please explain Antonio Cromartie. Well, individual results may vary.
Yeah, look, Antonio Cromartie had I don't even know, like 6 kids across 3 different women.
Different.
He's a different guy. That's all I'm saying. Russell Wilson's trying to start a family.
Nick Cannon just found number 11. Hold my beer.
Yeah, Nick Cannon's going into some kind of Hall of Fame.
Jagduck says, yeah, Philip Rivers had 30 kids. He played okay. Yeah, sometimes. Boogie says, Broncos country, let's die and ride. Tide. Broncos country, let's hide.
They're talking about what Russell says after the interview. Did you watch the Russell Wilson interview after the game?
No.
But he actually was about to say "Go Hawks" after the game. He went "Go Broncos." He actually paused.
Look, the years of learned behavior, because he ended every single interview, not just post game, but like when he was on the radio and stuff, he would always say "Go Hawks" at the end. Gonna unlearn that one.
That was funny.
So let's rewind me asking, is Russell Wilson dumb?
No,
I don't think so. Were you surprised he got booed?
Yes, I was actually surprised he got booed after what he gave that city, that team, that fan base, and then they just booed him. That was just garbage. I was really surprised by it.
I think the fans are extremely competitive, but I wouldn't have booed him. I appreciate everything he did. So.
Yeah, boo him once he actually gets out on the field and starts playing, but they booed him when he was walking out, which I just thought was very surprising.
They booed him for the coin flip.
No, I wouldn't even booed him at all during the game or anything.
Oh, you do during the game.
Save that down the road, but just you get at least one game, you'd think.
Yeah.
Irish for me says Notre Dame will win on Saturday. Take that to the bank.
Bankrupt.
Scratch me because says Antonio Cromartie. 14 kids.
I was too generous. I was too kind to Antonio Cromartie. All I remember, the lasting image of Antonio Cromartie in my mind is when the Jets were on Hard Knocks and he was there and they asked him to talk about his kids and he was sitting there trying to name them all and could not remember. I don't think I've laughed that hard in a long time.
That right there is one of the few hobbies that requires lube. Right now we have to take a break and we come back. More NFL football. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update for Arizona's new home for sports, The Fanatic. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
NFL Thursday night, the Chargers at the Chiefs. LA, a 4-point underdog on the road. On Sunday, the Cardinals looking for their first win on the road against the Raiders. Arizona, a 5.5-point underdog. The over-under at 51.5. Baseball, the Diamondbacks hosting the Padres tonight. Arizona plus 135 on the money line. San Diego minus 172. The over-under at 9. Early favorites for NFL MVP, Josh Allen of the Bills, a plus 400 favorite. Justin Herbert of the Chargers and Patrick Mahomes of the Chiefs, each at plus 700. Red hot winning picks at experts.winnersandwhiners.com. Save 75% on any best bet package with the promo code ACTION75. That's ACTION75 at experts.winnersandwhiners.com. For vsin.com, I'm Trey Westerberg on Arizona's sports betting station.
I wanted to know why some people who get COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-216-9922. That's 1-800-216-9922. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-216-9922. SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Are you a planner? Do you like to plan ahead? Then, of course, you already have a plan to call Harmon Solar, right? Bruce Jacobs here. It should be at the top of your list to get solar now and enjoy huge savings next summer. Up to 85% on your monthly bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Then you can plan what to do with all that extra money. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, women-owned, local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
NASCAR Championship Weekend is back at Phoenix Raceway. Drivers will put it all on the line to claim NASCAR greatness. The Truck Series Championship kicked things off Friday night under the lights. We're going to tear it up tonight. Followed by an action-packed Saturday, where fans will witness an ARCA and Xfinity Series Championship doubleheader. Don't miss out on the action November 4th and 5th. Get your tickets now for NASCAR Championship Weekend at PhoenixRaceway.com or call 866-408-RACE.
It's college football time. The Big Ten, the SEC, the ACC, the Pac-12, the Big 12, the biggest conferences. Down the side of the 20, the 10, the 5, touchdown. The big matchups, the fight for national rankings, the bitter rivalries. We have the biggest games. Get your college game on. Your home for football. 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
It's Davey Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and we are talking some NFL football right now. But by the way, I think, Keon, you should know, Florida State and Louisville all tied up. I know it's Louisville. I know. I just like to annoy people from there. Florida State and Louisville tied up at 14 as we speak. 888-368-1580. And yes, we're talking NFL. NFL's opening week was action-packed, and it's just getting started. Get ready for week 2 of touchdowns, big plays, and even bigger wins at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Do that right now. Use promo code BET1580 and get $200 in free bets instantly when you place a $5 bet on any football game. That is BET1580. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. 21 plus, Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Bonus issued as free bets. 1 early win token issued at opt-in. Moneyline bets only. Deposit and wagering restrictions apply. Eligibility and terms at DraftKings.com/football terms. All right, so we've determined that Russell Wilson might be a little bit dumb, possibly caused by the fact that well, he's had some babies, or just maybe he's just kind of a dumb guy.
Or he's married to Ciara. I don't know how much I would be paying attention to anything if I was married to her. I mean,
you think he's just like,
and what do they have? Like 5 kids, 4 kids?
I think it's 4, but she had 2 or something like that before they got married.
So in Harmon Solar in Oklahoma, we just opened our office out there, and we actually hired an ex-NFL player to run it.
Oh yeah?
I'm not going to say names or anything, but he's ex-Packer, ex-Viking, and he has 9 kids. I'm just like, when do you find time to do anything else?
You know what it is? It's when you, I think, have a certain amount of money, and you're like, you know what? We're going to crank out a ton of these things. You know what I mean? We're just going to one after the other. You know,
he just said over the years, you know, with lifestyle that they live with the NFL and playing ball and all that,
right?
He just found time to him and his wife to enjoy themselves. So
you got a whole
Ralph. There's always time. There's always time.
Apparently too much sometimes.
I do think that from my friends that have been in large families, the parents that have like 9 kids, oldest kid and second oldest kid are raising the other kids.
Yeah.
that's how you find time.
I guess that makes sense.
I guess here's the other thing is a lot of people, they go like, well, we've already covered the overhead. So now I don't know. Some of these NFL players, you'd think, man, they are not people who should be parents. I mean, until Purina comes out with a dry, crunchy food, you can leave on the floor and go away for the week. A lot of these guys should not be parents. They're not responsible. 888-368-1580. Boogie says, who's going to have better stats this weekend? Geno Smith, Marcus Mariota, or Carson Wentz?
Geno Smith.
Hold on here.
I think that Seahawks.
No, you know
that,
what?
that Seahawks offense mustered an astounding
Carson
17
Wentz.
points.
He probably won't because it's going to be a running game because of the rain. So yeah, you're right.
Carson Wentz. It's going to be Carson Wentz. And he says, how many points will the Lions beat the Commandos by?
By no points because they ain't winning.
Yeah, I picked the Washington Commandos. Who did you have, Ralph?
I have the Lions. I think the Lions win that game.
All right, by how many points then?
I think it's
Boogie
a close
thrill.
game. I think it's a 3-point game. And I'm only saying that because I like DeAndre Smith. I think he's gonna run all over the Commandos.
I know he was questionable this
juggernauts
week.
of the Washington Commandos versus the juggernauts of the Detroit Lions.
That'd be a good game.
No, it won't.
Yeah.
888-368-1580.
Per the blender
Yes.
rules. Yeah, it'll be a good game because
That's the Jeffrey O'Brien theory. That's my theory.
What's
not
that?
the blender rule.
Okay,
The Jeffrey O'Brien theory is
okay.
two crap teams play each other. They're on equal ground and they look great against. They look like teams that actually know what they're doing.
So like Texans and Colts.
You shut up. We still looked bad. They only for 3 quarters. Then we look good. But then it was
Jacksonville and Colts. So that's interesting.
You shut up.
Remember, I picked Jacksonville.
I know you did.
We all know you did.
And you're all going to see that I was right.
You've hardly mentioned it at all.
Just to be that way. Because later, here's the thing about Ralph. If he's right, he's like, look how right it was. If he's wrong, he's just like, I was just kidding.
If I'm right and we wind up 2-0 and you're 0-2 and Randy's 0-2 and even the Commandos go 2-0, what then?
I don't know. I don't have to do this show.
Let's cross this bridge when we get there.
That bridge is approaching.
No, I don't have to do this show. I've got money in the bank. I might just walk off.
I would like you to continue to do this show. I do not have money in the bank. So
well, that's a you problem, Keon. We're
Yeah.
talking about a me problem right now.
this
Santa's
is why I
number one
walk on
helper
eggshells, Ralph.
says Nick Cannon with his 10 kids entered the draft. The chat. Sorry. Jack Dog says Harmon. It's 11, by the way. They just found another.
They just
one.
found
I'm
the
not
11.
kidding.
Oh my god.
Jag Dog says Harmon Solar Filler hired Brett Favre to run his Oklahoma City office.
It's not Brett Favre.
Oh, Feller. That's supposed to be Feller. But
Yeah.
It says filler. I don't think Frank uses. I'm sorry. I don't think Ralph uses filler. Well,
No, not anymore.
he should, but
Just
I
on my
don't think
lips.
he does.
Yeah,
Is
just on
that
my
right?
lips, yeah.
That's how you should, buddy. Kyle G says kids are great for a career, Jeffrey. They motivate you to get to work early and stay late. I get that.
That's true.
Big George says this game's a preview of this year's NFC Championship game. The Lions and Commandos. Commandos are going to win the Super Bowl. Sorry, Boogie. Boogie says, besides Jeffrey, did anyone pick the Colts to beat Jacksonville?
Yeah, you all did, except for me.
Yeah, I picked the Colts to beat Jacksonville. I
But you just heard
I
Keon's
think
and
the Colts
eggshells. So.
aggressively underachieved last week. I don't think that's going to happen 2 weeks in a row.
Lost Toby says Jags by 8.
I think so.
I can't tell you. I hope not. They shouldn't. Then again,
Haven't won down.
they just couldn't beat the worst team in the NFL. Now they're up against what, second, third? Are they Jacksonville second or third worst team in the NFL still? So I don't.
Colts first,
Jacksonville did draft first. If that tells you.
Well, I'll tell you what. If Colts lose this game, then Ralph, you're right. The Colts then are the worst team in the NFL.
Well, then you'll be 0-3 because you lose again next week to Chiefs. So I don't see
think
that.
That's probably just going to happen.
And you haven't won in Jacksonville in 7 years. I mean, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that happen.
You know, somebody who's more of a homer would say, it's their time.
Yeah. Just like it was
Yeah,
last
it's
year.
just not you as I've known
Can
you.
I
so.
get a refund for the Sunday ticket? That's all I'm asking. The Reaper says, hey, guys, have a great weekend. And Aaron Donald is going to have a good game.
That is the coldest take of all time.
Yeah.
It's a very thanks.
Against the Atlanta Falcons?
He's had great games against better teams, against better offensive lines. Marcus Mariota was running for his life last week. I don't think that he wants to see Aaron Donald at all.
Upcoming text from the Reaper. Water is wet.
Captain Obvious.
Sun is hot. Jagdog says, God hates Jags. Okay. Baker's Cocky Hen says, if you check the history, Ryan and Reich both struggled week 1 normally. Then they go on to totally redeem themselves in week 2. I hope so. Listen, I don't even know which way is up right now. So you guys just say whatever you want. I'm just probably going to nod and go, yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, sure, why not? I do know this 3 sandwich eating Mike McCarthy he needs to just keep his mouth shut, especially when there's all that food in there. Here's what he's saying. He says, I think for, the fact that Dak Prescott's out, what we want is a smarter, more conservative Cowboys offense for old Cooper Rush. He said 2 things right there. 1, Dak Prescott's dumb. 2, he says Cooper Rush, he's exactly what you just saw. He's bad at things. So is going to be a lot of Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott fantasy football owners have to be over the moon with this news because Zeke's going to get handed that ball 50 times.
Or 25 as they split with Tony Pollard, who can actually
run the ball better than Zeke.
Yeah.
I say 50 times. What is the record?
They'll give it to him a lot.
What's the record for runs? Like times the running back got handed the ball. I wouldn't be surprised if it's over 50. I don't know. This is not a record I've ever even thought about until just this minute. Baker's Cocky Ham says, also, I think the Guardians take the NFC East and Wentz laughs all the way. Well, that's the Commandos. They didn't call them the Guardians, but I get you.
Yeah, that's the Cleveland team, but I sure hope so too.
Yeah. Okay. First off, the Guardians baseball team cannot take the NFC East. The Washington Commandos. Oh, forget it. Reaper says, you guys got jokes, LOL. Hefty Lefty says, that's just like the people that should call the 1-800-GET-HELP, they're due. Boogie says, I'm calling it now. Cliff Klingleberry, first coach fired this year. There's no chance that Cliff gets fired in season.
Can't. It would look so bad after giving him an extension. Just can't do it.
0% chance. I mean,
now the GM could.
If Cliff is gone midseason, so is Steve Keim.
Yeah, I think Keim could be gone midseason.
You can't even do that though.
Well, you just extended him too.
Do that. Bidwell, it doesn't know enough about what he's doing. It's he starts firing the people that he has to have. Bidwell has to have a GM lined up and the GM with the coach lined up, or he's doing nothing. That's what I say. There's no way you're going to see one or the other. It's both. You guys are right. Both or none. And it's not going to happen in season. No. And who knows? The way things have been, probably won't even happen this season. Jagdog says Jamie Morris has the most carries by a running back in the game. 45 rush attempts versus the Bengals, December 17th in 1988.
Wow.
45.
That's a lot.
Zeke's going to get to 50.
He's going to fall down and pass out.
And if we're doing it by team, the Chicago Cardinals in 1948 ran the ball with all of their running backs 70 times.
Wow.
Oh, so the collective runs 70 times.
70. Yeah.
Well, how many running backs though? That's not that bad if you've got 4 guys or 5.
70 is still a lot. I mean, granted, for 1948, probably not, but
they didn't even know how to pass the ball yet. Hefty Lefty, yes, we got you on the Jamie Morris. Jamie Morris, 45 attempts. Not bad. So anyway, Mike McCarthy, that guy, the minute Sean Payton just even winks at Jerry Jones, Mike McCarthy's ass is fired. Jerry Jones is just so ready for some Sean Payton in a Dallas sideline.
Yeah. That's why he didn't move on firing McCarthy this offseason, because you don't want to fire a guy, hire a guy, and then end up having to chase Payton. Just hang on to McCarthy until Sean says he's ready.
A little bit ago, I asked Ralph from Harmon Solar if Russell Wilson was a dumb guy. I don't know that I got a solid answer from him. What was it?
I thought you did.
Dumbish? Sort of dumb?
No.
Just give me that answer again.
I mean, based on what you've said with him doing the hand signals, that's a stupid move, but I don't think he's a dumb guy.
Okay. Do you think Pete Carroll is an honest man?
I mean, I don't know him personally.
As a USC fan, you already know the answer.
Why? Because of what happened with Bush? Now, look.
I happen
to like Pete Carroll a lot, and I know you just wish he was coaching your teams because you would like him too.
I like Pete Carroll too.
Pete Carroll is a great coach, and he's done great, amazing things.
But he's not an honest man, especially when he says, "We know Trey Lance is very dangerous." Stop it! Stop it!
Well, he's got to say that, right?
Stop it!
I mean, come on, he has to say that.
No, that is a fact. Trey Lance is dangerous
to himself.
No, not just to himself.
When does that happen? Because it didn't happen last week, did it?
No, it didn't happen last week. But
Why do you
nobody,
think it's gonna happen this
there
week?
were 22 people on the field, and there was not one dangerous person out there. So let's not even pretend like
And there
that's
won't
just
be
a Trey,
this year.
a
There
Trey
won't be
Lance
this
problem.
game either when they play the Seahawks.
Trey Lance is a rushing threat in an offense designed to accentuate the run. He is dangerous. Granted, what he can do at this stage in his career can be taken away pretty easily because he is young. But like the arm is there. If you fail to play defense on the back end, Trey Lance will throw the ball over your entire defense. If you fail to fill the gaps when you're defending him, he will run through your entire defense. So yeah, you got to take him seriously.
So when we're in week 8 and the Niners are 2-6, is he still your quarterback?
He has to
be. Jimmy G's your quarterback.
No, he absolutely has to be. You've made the decision to move into the direction of the guy that you drafted in what is essentially his rookie year. You said, okay, we're going to give you the rookie year, ups, downs. You don't have to. But if you actually want to make the trade that you made to go up and get him to be worth anything, you have to develop him. And if you quit on him in half a season, you're not doing that.
I think I figured it out. Pete Carroll's not a liar. He's a bad speller. He's just spelled Jimmy Garoppolo wrong when he said Trey Lance is dangerous.
You know, Jimmy's never been dangerous a day in his damn life. So I don't know what that has to do.
He took him to NFC Championship.
Did he take them, or was he going along with a great running game and a fantastic defense? But he didn't take them. He was there.
Tomato. I mean, Trent Dilfer. Same thing. Right?
Okay, and I would say that Trent Dilfer didn't take the 2000 Ravens to a Super Bowl. I would say he won one.
Let me ask you this, Keon. Okay,
he did a good job being a game manager, but that's not why they won.
How many losses is it going to take before you finally say, Jeffrey, you were right about Trey Lance?
I'm going to look at the season, and I'm going to look at Trey Lance.
I'm going to wait a season for your right, Jeffrey?
Yes, because that's how that works. Because if I followed your logic,
you're right.
And in Peyton Manning's rookie year, after like a bunch of losses, we just gave up on Peyton Manning. You'd have given up on Peyton Manning.
Different story. That's a totally different story.
You give rookies the chance to develop. Or if you draft them at a high level, you develop them and you give them the season.
Peyton Manning had nobody around him at all. Look at Russell.
The point.
Look at Russell Wilson, his rookie year. What did he do?
Wait, was Marshall Faulk not on that Colts team? So Marshall Faulk is nobody now, right?
We're not talking about a running back. We're talking about the rest of the
team. They were terrible.
They had to be. Did you say yourself? They had to be bad to get the first pick. He came into a very bad team, and then they built around him, and it took a couple of years. Trey Lance stepped into a team that had far more talent than what Peyton Manning ever saw.
Yes, and the difference between Peyton and Trey is that Peyton Manning played 4 years of college. Trey Lance has one season where, by the way, he won a championship and a game the following year because of COVID. He doesn't have the experience. You have to develop him.
Gee whiz, if only there had been a veteran quarterback he could have sat behind for a while to get ready.
I think they moved too early, but that doesn't mean that you throw him away.
Yeah, Trey Lance reminds me of Rick Meyer.
Ouch.
All the potential in the world and nothing.
Well, I don't know. He's played like 3 games, so I think it's too early to tell.
I just want to piss you off.
It's very easy to do.
Yeah. I'm trying to get the break, Ralph. You ain't helping.
Well, it's fun watching him just go at it. I'm waiting for him to come through the glass here in a second.
That's the thing. You're right there.
The thing is, I'm going to stay in this seat. I'm having fun with this, but
listen, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We have on this date in Big Jerk Sports history. I'll clean up the text line. A lot of people with a lot to say there. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Arizonans are facing big challenges these days. Rising costs at the grocery store, the gas pump, and the pharmacy. That's why Mark Kelly is doing whatever it takes in Washington to bring down costs, even when it means standing up to his own party. The son of 2 police officers, Mark grew up in a house where money was tight. He knows what it means for Arizonans when everyday items cost more. Thanks to Mark Kelly's work, Medicare will finally negotiate down prescription drug prices. Less money spent at the pharmacy means more money stays in your pocket. Mark is leading the effort to cut red tape for truckers and ease supply chain issues. And he's pushing for more domestic oil production to bring down gas prices. Because Mark knows that for a lot of people, every little bit counts right now. Senator Mark Kelly, looking out for Arizona, fighting for us.
I'm Mark Kelly, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Mark Kelly for Senate.
No one else does what I do in diamonds. Sorry if that sounds bold, but it's true, and I do it all for you. Hi, Diamond Dave Cantor, the only wholesale diamond dealer open to you by appointment. I import diamonds directly from cutters from around the world. That's right. That means you're getting diamonds direct from the source. We have the lowest overhead office of anyone in the diamond business. So we ship to clients around the world because of our low price wholesale model. We design and create your custom rings. Again, working directly means you're working with the source. No one else with fourth generation connections, direct diamond importing, and design and manufacturing works directly with you except me. And with all that, we still offer incredible one-on-one service, direct contact on my personal cell through the process, and the promise we want you to have the best diamond quality and experience in any price range.
No one else can do what Diamond Dave does. Call him today at 480-397-2450 or reach him on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's Kantor, or visit him online at diamonddaveaz.com.
Meet Boost, the fizzing, amazing vitamin boosts that make you feel like.
I like to boost it, my vitamins can boost it. I like to boost it, we like to boost it.
Boost effervescent vitamins turn your H2O into H2O to give you a fizztastic feeling like.
I like to boost it, my vitamins can boost it. I like to boost it, we like to boost it.
Because it's not just vitamins, it's Boost, the fizzing, amazing vitamin boost.
Boost it.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Your home for NASCAR. 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Danny Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. And, yeah, you know those recaps that the fantasy football thing writes, like a newspaper article about your win. Well, not you, Ralph. Nice. Well, since I was very much a gentleman yesterday when Rosalie Michaels was on with us because I whooped her up pretty good in the first week of play. And then in a conversation, I realized I've beaten her 3 times in a row now. I beat her late in the season, then I beat her in the playoffs, and now I beat her again. And my brain has not accepted the information because I'm so used to not winning against her. She really is legit and good at what she does with the fantasy football. So I was a gentleman then, but I think right now I'm going to read this because I got to hear it. I got to hear it. Blender Baller gets late victory over Bloody Mary Sunday. Blender Baller turned into a strong primetime performance with 58.2 points on Sunday Night Football to pull off a comeback against Bloody Mary Sunday, 153.6 to 123.85. The NFL gurus were spot on with their forecast this week as the pregame projections had called yada, yada, yada. Nobody cares. I just wanted to hear how it just said I won. Feels good. Anyway, I don't know that I'm going to get that this week. Who's beating you this week, Ralph? Oh, that's right. You're playing Thundar, the Santa Barbarian, who does not currently have a tight end in place. I thought maybe he was had bailed on us, but no, he's waiting on a waiver or something. I don't know what's going on there.
He's going down.
Anyways, that was not what I wanted to talk about right here. What I wanted to talk about is I don't remember. I'll be honest. I completely forgot. I just wanted to mention that I beat Rosalie 3 times in a row. That's all. I'm not going to ever do it when she's on Yeah, because I'm a gentleman. But I'll talk about that behind your back.
Awesome.
Like every true gentleman would.
I'm a gentleman to your face.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Baker's Cocky Hens says Manning won a Heisman and has talent. Trey Lance can run and is big and has a strong arm. What else has he done ever?
He won a championship at the FCS level.
Well, wait, he did average 121 yards a game in high school and threw 10 touchdowns his senior year.
And then he didn't lose in college. Not one game.
Trey Lance dominated Bishop Sycamore when they played them. He did that.
Yeah, they were because they were playing Bishop Sycamore. All right, yeah.
King Kitten says, hey, a Wildman had just rushed the Queen's casket. He was tackled and taken into custody. Do you think he's a Seahawks fan?
Might be a player.
Sounds legit. Although I did see here the headline, sexual assault reported in the queue to view Queen Elizabeth's coffin. And all I can think is, Jesus Christ, Prince Andrew.
Jeez. Horrible.
Lost Toby says Jimmy was dangerous pre-broken knee. Y'all are coming Trey and Manning, but Trey is a bad quarterback. How many conversations about Geno and Manning comparisons are happening?
Yeah, Geno
Geno
played
Smith
more.
has a checkered past,
And he's been in the league. What are we talking about? Like the comparison between Geno and Trey Lance doesn't make any sense.
Geno played for the Jets. I mean, come on.
He played for the Jets, and I guess they didn't
Trey
develop
Lance
him.
plays like somebody who should play for the Jets.
I strongly disagree with that. I just think when you're talking
This is
about
Keon's version of "I say good day, sir."
No, I just think with Trey Lance,
I say good day.
To say that you don't have a guy who can be anything when you've really only watched him play a couple of games, I just don't understand like this. Oh, he stinks. Get rid of him. Well, you don't even know what you have.
Well, I think he'll look good against the Cardinals.
But I know what you have on this one. Excuses.
Wow.
Jagdog says, I say after week 6, Jimmy G's going to start. They play the Kansas City, the Rams, and the Chargers after week 6.
All right,
so
look.
it's a 6-week experiment, is I think.
Then they mishandled the entire situation, because if they switch off of that guy and go back to Jimmy Garoppolo, you're going to crush the kid. And at that point, just fire everybody, because you didn't know what you were doing and you didn't have a good plan. You should have known that if you were going to start Trey Lance this year, there were going to be lumps because the dude hasn't played that much football.
So basically, translation: shame on you for what you've done to Trey Lance.
Not for what you've done to Trey Lance,
49ers.
for what you've done to your own team. Because if you thought Garoppolo was going to be the better option, you should have worked out a deal with him before the draft even happened this year, and to made sure to build around him and continue to develop Trey.
Or why not wait a year?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm with you, but why not wait a year? Let the kid learn. I'm with you on that. I mean, I think they jumped way too fast.
Yeah, I'm saying once you start him though, commit. You can't change off the guy.
You can say oops.
Yeah,
Kingsbury could.
I mean, Kingsbury
I say
could.
it all the time.
I don't think that San Francisco's run quite like this Cardinals organization. I don't think you get to say oops like that.
Sure.
Royale with cheese says, only thing I've ever heard Pete Carroll say is,
chewing gum?
Yeah, until the gum becomes
I hope so.
Powder because he's chewing it so
71 years old, is he?
71. He's got the teeth to chew it still.
Yeah.
Boogie says, how does my Ezekiel Elliott draft pick up in the 5th round look now?
He'll probably get hurt in the second quarter.
Yeah,
not
I mean,
great.
When he starts scoring touchdowns, you let me know.
Big George says, any chance Bill Bedwell can rise up from the dead and run this team? Can't do much worse than Michael and Steve Keim. Okay, well, I don't think anybody wants to see that. I mean, we had a version. We have a version of that right now, and it's Mark Davis for the Raiders. Nobody likes seeing it.
Yeah, he's scary looking.
Royale with cheese. Thank you. Baker's Cocky Hen says Trey Lance would be great in Logan Thomas role. Could use that too with Kittle always hurt, Last Toby says Trey Lance will be a top 12 quarterback this season.
Well, I don't know about that.
No way.
Waiting for the punchline. I'm waiting for the punchline.
Me too. Even I don't think that. I just think he's going to be good. I didn't say top 12. Wow.
Follow 51 says, I got a feeling Keon's going to be eating some crow in a couple of weeks once we all see just how bad a quarterback Trey Lance ends up being. Well, that's just the point that Keon can always fall back on. It's not Trey Lance's fault. He's a good boy. He's just misunderstood.
I'll eat my
teachers
crow.
aren't treating him right.
No, I never made any excuses like that. I'll eat my crow, but not in 2 weeks because that's stupid. No one, you cannot evaluate a quarterback with that few games under his belt in 2 weeks. That is insanity. That is the most insane thing. No.
Why doesn't anybody ever eat crow? What's wrong with crow?
I don't know.
By the way?
I mean, it seems
Tough.
like I think it's tough. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
tough.
I don't know.
You've had crow?
Tough meat. I'm
You've
not saying
actually had
I'm not saying
crow?
I've had it. No, of course not.
As a
I mean,
Seahawks fan,
I'm not a
you eat
hillbilly.
A lot of crow.
I mean, if I was a hillbilly, maybe, but
Boogie says after Detroit Lions win the Super Bowl this year, we sign Lamar Jackson.
yeah, good luck
What
with that.
planet are you smoking pot on? Baker's Cocky Ham says Trey Lance will have 2 good games,
Cardinals.
both versus the Cardinals.
Man,
we shall see.
I agree.
That might be the confidence boost that he might get.
Oh,
I
boy.
don't know.
Oh boy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time to do this, get this done as we head on towards the weekend. It is time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back to the year 1960, Amos Alonzo Stagg, the father of American football, stepped down as coach of the Stockton Junior College in California at the young age of 98 years old. After a 71-year career in the sidelines, including 40 years at University of Chicago, his undefeated University of Chicago Maroons team of 1905 and 1913 national champions. Back to me, Jeffrey. I had no idea that somebody could coach for 71 years. I mean,
Me neither. I mean, 98 years old standing on a sideline. I can't even imagine it.
I can barely stand to do this show. And I'm sure you could barely stand to listen to it. But anyway, he actually lived 102. So he, he still had 4 good years left. A lot of times these guys are old, they retire, then gone. He had 4 years.
Nice, like almost half a decade of retirement for him.
I was gonna say he had 4 years of getting annoyed at listening to his wife chew before he just up and died.
Wow.
Lost Toby says, you don't eat crow because crow have bad omen. Well, I know, but listen, I'll eat it if I don't care how bad the omen is. If it's tasty, I'm eating it. So that's what I need to know. Has anybody ever eaten any crows? He's kind of like saying, has anybody ever eaten javelina? It's just like, it's not good meat, stringy, I guess. I don't know. Boomer Sooner says, hey guys, did you hear the story? Ex-NFL host Kay Adams was on vacation in Africa. She heard someone say Kay Adam. It was Michael Bidwell.
That is a deep cut there because I don't understand.
Is that a joke or
just
Boomer Sooner? I'm thinking it's just a real story.
I'm lost.
Yeah, I'm very
let's
lost.
just go ahead and have one of those there.
Yeah, a couple of them.
Once again, I just give up on the world of memorabilia. I give up on any sense of market, any sense of value. Now, you know what it is these aren't great times financially for everybody. The rich guys, very, very rich, and then everybody else just sort of trying to do the best they can to make it to the next paycheck. Well, some really rich dude has again screwed up the memorabilia market. Tell me if you think that Michael Jordan's jersey from the Last Dance jersey that he wore in the 1998 NBA Finals should have gone for $10 million.
Wow.
$10.1 million at auction. It was the one he was wearing when he beat the Utah Jazz, and Sotheby's was able to sell this thing for $10.1 million.
Jeez, it's worth whatever somebody's willing to pay for it. I mean,
I get that, but it's like it's almost like you're screwing up the entire curve. There's one kid who studied and got that great grade, and you're like, son of a bitch, just completely destroyed the bell curve for the rest of us. And that's what he's doing for the memorabilia market right now.
I'm starting to think that maybe the no one is screwing up the market because people are paying these insane prices for things that just I don't see how it could cost that much, but they are paying for it. So maybe that's just the market. I think. I don't know.
It's one of those things where you say, if you had the money, would you buy it? Well, you're like, well, yeah, if I had the money, I'd buy whatever I friggin' want. But gee whiz, it's just a jersey, man.
But people that are that rich, I mean, that's just how they are, right? It's just not $10 million.
Sarver's like, well, I could have. No, I can't. Yeah. I don't know. You see some of these cards, like a rookie card for Justin Herbert going for millions. You're like, well, you just started playing. You done
It's
anything
like,
yet.
when his career is over and say he has a great career, wins the Super Bowl, MVP, whatever, is he going to go for billions like that? Like, you're already starting in a bad spot. The whole point of buying a rookie card is that, oh, I spent $25 on it at a yard sale, and turns out this dude had an awesome career, and now I'm making thousands or even millions. It's strange to start at millions for a guy that's like 2 years in the league.
Hefty Lefty says, well, inflation. Oh, you're not kidding.
Yeah, it's getting to all of us. Yeah.
The previous record for any NBA jersey was $3.69 million for Kobe Bryant jersey that he wore during his rookie season.
Wow.
So a $6 million jump to the most expensive jersey.
So it's a jump from Kobe rookie to Michael Jordan NBA Finals.
Appropriately, I guess, but I don't know, man. That just seems like some people out there, they don't have their priorities straight. But hey, like Ralph said, it's America, man. It's your money. You do what you want with it. I don't care. It's none of my business. Ralph, Marvin Solar, thanks for being with us.
Welcome.
Randy will be back on Monday. The rest of you, good luck on your fantasy football. See you at 3 p.m. on Monday. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Arizonans are facing big challenges these days. Rising costs at the grocery store, the gas pump, and the pharmacy. That's why Mark Kelly